Good morning, Coronachan. Good morning, everyone. How is everybody? It's Monday, huh? Monday. I want to tell you a story. Now! I was going to tell you about these Minnesota doofus Republicans who you just don't want on your team. I know several people who work within the Republican Party, and the fucktardery and the morons and the incompetence within the Republican Party is just, you're like, wow, those are, which I understand. The paradox that the Republican Party faces is that they are generally the party of the producers, and those who produce have production going. They got real jobs. Their engineers die. They got things going on. The Democrats get the best talent within their organization to go to the Democrat Party to work within the Democrat Party because they are parasites. I mean, I'm not insulting you. I'm describing you people, okay? So it's a compliment to the professional Democrats. You guys are way better at politics than the Republicans will ever be. You run circles around them because you're professional parasites. The spectacular rationalizations you come up to take other people's money is amazing. It's just amazing. You take your time, you dwell in academia, the nonprofit world, the public sector. You avoid work like vampires avoid sunlight. I mean, it's just, and then you're just better at it. You're better. Like, there's no better panhandlers than professional Democrats. And the Republicans, to make this very black and white, I know there's libertarians and shades of gray in here, but generally speaking, Republican politicians are like the rejects of the producer world because the producers got shit going on. Like, can you just stop the communists from taking more of my shit? I've seen it. I've worked with like professional Republicans. Oh my God. You want to see a bunch of genuine mental retards? Go look at any college Republican group. Holy affirmative action, Batman. And so I got an email from, what is this? Free Minnesota. I love, freeminnesota.net. So they got a petition to sign. They're launching a lawsuit against their governor. His name Governor Waltz. Big letdown to a lot of people. I don't say that politically. I say that generally because he was like, my stepdad were talking. He says, like, wasn't he a chief sergeant? I'm like, no, I thought it was lieutenant colonel. I thought he was royalty. He's like, no, I thought he was like whatever, senior master. So I'm like, no, I think he. And don't tell the great one. I think it was in the reserves. So great one get pissed off. That's not the real military. Who dang theater. So the Republicans finally got off their ass because the rest of us are too busy raising our families and producing. So I do give the Republican Party professionals a little bit of, I understand you guys are not operating with all your chromosomes. And now they filed this lawsuit to kind of like Wisconsin did, where whatever their governor's name is, like they said, no, you can't extend this. Goes beyond your governmental powers. And they won. The Supreme Court of Wisconsin says, no, Governor, whatever, limp dick pussy guy, because he's like a teacher. You look at him. I don't know his name, but I know his face. It's like, oh, there's no testosterone there. No testosterone today, my fine sir. Or it, because it wasn't a real sir. It wasn't it. He likes to cycle, and he's a teacher. And his wife was completely not satiated these past 40 years. The old guy, too. But anyway, so the Republicans of Wisconsin maybe got a little bit more hustle, and they brought a lawsuit against the state Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled in from. And that's why, literally, when you cross the river, Atham looked this up, the St. Croix River, not the Mississippi. The St. Croix River is pretty much the entire northern boundary of Minnesota and Wisconsin. The southern boundary is the Mississippi because the Mississippi comes in roughly at about the latitude of the Twin Cities. And then it turns into the Mississippi River. But the St. Croix is the main one at the latitude of the Twin Cities. And when you go over to this town called Hudson, Wisconsin, it's party. It's 1990. Prince would leave, you fucking stuck up asshole pathetic loser Scandinavian Swede. He'd go over to Hudson. That's where Prince would go. So all you dipshits going to Paisley Park, which is where Prince had his production facility. All you guys are, oh my God, let's worship over at First Avenue. He'd be in Hudson. Prince would be in Hudson right now. And you go over, and because it's a wide river, it's a big enough river, and they got like a little lake in it. There's all these boats and people having a grand. They're giving the proverbial finger to Minnesota. And Hudson's got a ton of bars. And another thing that Hudson had over the Twin Cities is that its bars stayed open till like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or something like that. Well, us good Scandinavian Minnesotans who can't have car dealerships or liquor stores open on Sundays. We can't have bars open past 1 a.m. That would be too much fun. Too much fun. And people just jet over to Hudson, get hammered, and the Twin Cities cops, like, here's a bunch of DWIs coming in. It was a win-win for everyone. But you go over. It's like life. It's like going from East to West Germany. It's like making it over the wall in Berlin. You're like, oh my God, look, women with tits and having fun. Holy shit. The Wisconsin. Who knew Wisconsin was fun? We thought you're just a bunch of dipshit drivers. Then you come back. It is, you can feel the mental change as you cross that bridge on Highway 94. You people know what I'm talking about who are locals. And then you're like, oh, great. We're in Woodbury. You know what it really boils down to? It boils down to like Minnesota is like the religious fraternity and nothing is fun or allowed. And then you go over to Wisconsin and that's the fun fraternity. And they got the party and the booze and the women and the boats. Oh, we went there 2 weekends ago, maybe a weekend ago, 2 weekends ago with me and my buddies. No one's wearing masks. Everyone's acting like adults. Everyone's having a grand old time. Hudson's making a ton of money off of Minnesotans. Oh, we got we're good Swedish Scandinavian. Oh, that virus might kill an old person who was going to die 2 weeks anyway. We better put the entire county on lockdown. What? Somalis want to rape my daughter? Well, there you go, right away. Of course. How can we welcome you to our fine? We're not racist. We don't want. Oh God, no! Rape our daughters. There you go. And collect welfare off of it. Yes, there you are. Yeah, okay. Oh, no fun. No fun. Someone might die early. Wisconsin's like. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. So now. Our chromosome missing brigade of Republicans here in Minnesota, they filed a lawsuit, and they obviously filed it to be expedited, but it won't get a hearing until July 16th. Sign up for the petition, Aaron. I could have swore I told you Republicans like decades ago, like at least 15 years ago, to grow a pair of balls, quit playing softball. And they're like, oh, we're good. Ooh, that's not right. Oh. I just find it funny. I find it very funny, very entertaining that, who is it? Dan McGrath sent me an email. It has been set for July 16th at 10 a.m. at the Ramsey County Courthouse. Governor, blah, 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 blah. Sign up. And the reason I have such a disdain, I wouldn't say hatred, but just like, oh, look at the cute chromosome missing Republicans and the Minnesota Republican Party, is me and my younger buddies, when we were younger, DT and the man, we were going to join up with the Republican Party and help them out. And they even brought me in to give a speech like, how do we get the young people to listen to us? Well, Republican people, here's your answer. And everyone, and then we never heard from them again. I'm thinking like, does anyone within your organization, you want young people? Here's 3 young guys who, not to brag, we know our shit. Never heard from them again. Never. And then all we hear, it's just complaining. No action, no, hey, we got to go recruit some talent. We got to recruit some youth. Oh, You want to see something precious, to use the word again. I have, I want to say a love hate, but a love pat on the head relationship. One of my favorite shows. You can't call it a radio show anymore because they ended up getting booted off the radio, and now they're doing podcasting, which is better for them, but they're too old to understand. And I remember 5 years before that, blogs, what's a blog? What is this podcasting be? They're boomers. But Garage Logic, it's wonderful watching these old timers and these old farts. Why are the people doing this? They ought to stop. Oh, that's bad, bad, bad. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You should have shame. And they still think there's hope. Oh, geez, shucks, willikers, howdy. The Twin Cities are so great. Oh, we're the hometown Minnesota. Oh, no. The great Minnesota get-together is not. Oh, it's the state fair. The great Minnesota get-together, they call it. The state fair is not going to be here this year. Oh, it makes my eyes rain. And I'm looking at them like, and these are the savvy ones. This is the tip of the spearhead. This is our sharpest. I'm like, oh, wow. You guys, huh? And it's their hometown. They're schmaltzy. They're clever. They're witty. But just the naivete of even the sharpest Republicans or libertarians or conservatives. I'm not their card-carrying members. You're like, wow. I guess that Minnesota culture, that Scandinavian. Oh, there, don't you know now? Don't be saying that's impolite. I remember the Joe Souchere he still is the man. He's interviewing Governor Dayton. I'm like, why don't you rip him a new one? Why don't you take his pampered little Minnetonka Kenwood ass and, oh, no, that's not Minnesota nice there, don't you know? Fucking dumbass Republican Minnesotans with their arms tied behind their back. And I have the Republican, like, here's some ideas. Here's what you could do. Here's how you get young people. Here's how you fight this. Had a brilliant tactic and strategy. I'm not going to say what it was because I'm not going to give it away for free. You dumb shits, you dumb fuck moron, pussy liberal conservative white Republicans. You pussy white Minnesotans. Oh, there now, don't you know? You want something that's going to work? You want better what? It's basically I'm the weapons dealer. Democrats are already going to run you around because the producers, the real smart Republicans, are out working for a living. They're practicing their trade and whatever. It could be something as simple as bartending. Bartending's a skill. It takes some craft. There's an artistry almost to it. To surgeons, to accountants, to whatever. But then it's basically like, oh, I see the Democrats have all these weapons and better trained, a more standing professional army in the battle of politics. And you guys got this ragtag retard group of a militia that formed. Oh, there now. Hey there. I'm tying one hand behind my back to be polite with you. Don't you know there? Yeah. Oh, I'm not a racist, but maybe I think the Somalis maybe shouldn't just be coming here and collecting the welfare. Don't you? Oh, I'm sorry. I will let them in then there. Yeah. Because anything but being called a racist, even though the word has no meaning now, don't you know? I'll go back to riding my Polaris snowmobile with my Polaris jacket and having my Lutefisk, yeah? Oh, please don't do any, oh my God, the name calling. Oh, well, nothing's too good for our children there, don't you know? Let's vote in more teachers and spending for levies. So I got two armies I'm looking at. And don't you think, not for a second, I haven't been tempted to go to the Democrat side like, okay, you guys are going to win no matter what. You guys willing to pay for some ideas? You want these weapons? Let me tell you, at Clary's Labs of Political Weapon Development, I have several weapons. And it's just like selling between the Soviets and the United States. Oh, who's going to pay me? Right? Because the Democrats are evil parasites. The Republicans are idiots. I'm only here. And I recall not having the greatest experience. I'm not talking about, the Republican Party being idiots. I'm talking like, oh, really? I recall being brought up in Republican suburbs and being treated like utter fucking shit. I remember trying to date girls from the suburbs and being treated like utter shit. I remember being biased and bigoted against because there was a daddy's boy. So I don't have a lot of loyalty to anyone in this one. So who wants the weapons? Who wants the best? And the Republicans are so stupid, they won't even buy it. Even like, look, this will do this, and this. This will get young people, get men. I'm not going to give you my secrets here now. But I was like, hey, I got plenty of, what do you got? I got ideas. This will win you over. Problem is, some of it would take some balls. Oh, but they call us racist and sexist there now, don't you know? Then I have to spend an hour explaining why I'm not. And so I find it very cute that the Republicans are sending me an email. Hey there, we're signing a petition to get a lawsuit that will be filed in 2022. That'll show them they're socialists. Oh, but let's have our wifey poos vote for every possible fucking school levy. Yeah, we need more this for the children's. Big ass nuclear bomb. Just murder. Like, oh, did Minnesota get it's gone? Oh, darn. Because even if the Republicans won, you're like, look at it, this big ass pussy brigade. Like, oh, God, I hate you. And I'm one. That's the problem I found out. I'm not Irish. I'm Swedish. I'm one of them. I mean, genetic. No one's one of them. I'm from Africa. Because no, you're not. You're American. You were brought up here. People fucked. People got captured and enslaved. And out came you. You're not African. I'm not Swedish. But, you know, the culture and everything. I'm saying it so when I say they're a bunch of Scandinavian pussies, you can't say, oh, you're the racist. Oh, my goodness. No, I'm Scandinavian, you dumb fucks. Like 60 fucking %, not of my own will. I got nothing sexy in me. I got a little bit of Spaniard blood. That's it. And then sure enough, there was the quarter Jew. Yeah, Eastern Europe. Oh, there it was. Yeah. But you don't want like, it'd be Sweden. It'd be Minnesota. Everyone. I complain occasionally, like, well, none of my friends will come visit me. Why the fuck would you visit here? It's cold during winter, bitchingly cold. There's mosquitoes during summer. The people are fucking losers, either Marxist dipshits that go to like McAllister or the U of M or St. Thomas. You can't wait to slice your veins open to show how good you are of a white person. And then you're out in the burbs where you're just a bunch of little pussy bitch conformists. Oh, and the men, oh my God, the men here who let their daughters go and then come back and lecture them during Thanksgiving or Christmas about how they're patriarchy or how they're sexist or how they're racist. It's just like, and you men, but then you can't shell out enough fucking money. Fuck, that is little princess. What was the movie where the cat and the dog just watch it? Speaking of Minnesota, here's an obscure one. Let's see if you get this. Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, Grumpy Old Men, or maybe it was Grumpier Old Men. There's a cat and a dog. Walter Matthau has a cat. No, Walter Matthau doesn't have a pet. Follow me in on this, okay? As the Tardsville, the groups of Tards, the Marxist, leftist, socialist parasites, duke it out with the pussy left, conservative, right wing. That's too strong a word. Pussy Scandinavian Republican. They're duking it out, fighting like that. The cat and the dog are watching them, and that they represent the minorities. Like, I can't believe this is going on. Look at these idiots over here. What's going on over there? I can't believe they did that. They're like the sidelight, and they were supposed to be at each other's throats. And what ended up happening in the movie, Grumpier Old Men, is Jack Lemmon had a cat. The cat kept going over to Walter Matthau's place taking a dump. So Walter Matthau ended up getting this pit bull with one eye. And so the pit bull is supposed to go and chase the cat, which he does. But then Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon end up fighting each other with fishing poles as rapiers because they both have an affection for Sophia Loren, who's the newcomer to town. And there's just a scene where the cat and dog have whatever settled their differences, and then they're watching these two idiots fight back and forth. And I'd imagine that's what the minority community like. What's going on? Are you kidding me? Well, there went my shop. Who destroyed it? It was the Antifa on the left. I thought they were our friends. So did I. They just let us in here to destroy our own shop? Yes, they did. Maybe the Republicans are looking at I don't know if we want to join the Republicans. Why not? Because they're a bunch of fucking pussies. Oh, yeah, there, don't you know? So you all go listen to Garage Logic. You go listen to the local television. Go. Say there now, you stop that there rioting, don't you know? That tisk, that's bad there now. Troy Kostelecki, $2. Convinced the Utah liberals to move to Minnesota. I was listening to Rob over on the goddamn Bacon. Holy cow. Bacon had a hell of a podcast. That was a shit show. He had 6 people on it. Mary Jo was there too. And Rob was talking about how there's like liberals in Utah, Salt Lake City particularly. Look, I'm going to explain to you very carefully. You don't, Troy. You don't convince Utah. You can bribe them. You want to solve your any. Hold it. Oh, am I about to give free advice to Republicans? This would be ballsy. You Republicans might have to grow little testes. I'm not expecting normal size testes. I'm expecting, just that you have some here. You get some money and you give your homeless or your worthless or your talentless or your drug addicted a one-way ticket to San Francisco. I'm no economist, but you could even buy a truck or a luxury transportation vehicle and you transfer them by the busload to Minnesota. You don't have to go that far. Iowa, you guys conservative, you want what degenerate trash is in Des Moines, which there's a surprising amount of, get them out, ship them up to Minnesota. Better welfare. Do the research, put together pamphlets, go to this place, this office, file out this form, get assistance. Go to Seattle, ship them to these Marxist lands. It's better for them. Warmer climate. Holy shit, you could make it like a travel thing. You could make it a travel. Sick and tired of cold Minnesota? Come to wonderful California with wonderful beaches and tetanus and hepatitis, whatever. F, because you'll create it. Here's a free vacation. And they're gone. Now, that'd be too. Oh, I don't know if we could do that there. My wife has her strap-on dildo too far up my ass. I'm busy right now. Don't know if we could do that. And you know what? You don't even need the government. You want a nonprofit? You want something that's more effective? What do you got? What are you waiting for the government for? Go set up a nonprofit. Escape Minnesota. It's too cold. And you can spin it like the Democrats. Did you know so many people die who are homeless in the Twin Cities? Because it's true. Because it gets really cold here. You actually would be doing a favor. And anytime the Democrats go, what are you doing? No, they won't say, what are you doing? I'm like, goodness. They're not gay. They're just effeminate. Where are you taking our homeless? Why is that? Because they're dying here and it's cold. We want to say, you could do it under a Christian banner. We're trying to save lives so they don't die in the streets. That happened. You'd occasionally find a bum who froze himself to death over at the U of M campus. I'm sure it happened around the Twin Cities. You actually would be saving life. And if it just saves one life, it's worth. You could throw the shit right back at them. But that's just a sample of the weapons Cappy has in his political weapons arsenal. Would you like any of it? Oh. So until I'm fucking paid. So yeah, Troy convinced Utah liberals to move to Minnesota. I got a way to do it. But is the Utah Republican Party going to hire me? And are they going to have the balls to do something like that? No. So, what else we got? Okay, we're going to put you in timeout because I get tired of people clogging up the chat room. There we go. Bad news, because there's nothing but bad news. Netflix Cowboy Bebop series will not be one-to-one adaptation. And of course, Faye Valentine's costume to be censored. We need to have a real human being wearing that. Because you couldn't do it with computer graphics. You couldn't adjust that. Does Netflix, I mean, is Netflix like, I don't watch Netflix. Once they did Dear White People, like, fuck off, I'm done. I got rid of it. I wasn't watching that much TV anyway. While production staff has been adamant that Netflix live-action adaptation of the classic sci-fi anime Cowboy Bebop intends to remain faithful to the vision of the original space western series, series writer Javier Grillo Marrox recently confirmed that the series will not be a one-to-one adaptation. That's contradictory. Intends to remain faithful to the vision of the original space western. Confirmed the series will not be a one-to-one adaptation. Well, then why the fuck would we watch it? I also heard that Ein's not going to be a Welsh Corgi, which I don't know what it was that Corgiist. Oh, there's too much. The Corgi privilege. Is there Corgi privilege? Welsh Corgi privilege? Well, Ein, even though he was an original character, we here with our vaginas in Hollywood thought it'd be better if he was... What? Because you always got to take the original and make it more pussyish. What's more pussyish than a Welsh Corgi? We're going to get like a teacup chihuahua? We're going to get some... What's a pussy dog? Oh, little poodles. I hate poodles. Oh, poodles are gross. We got a poodle. Why is this mangy, curly-haired... germ all in that curly hair poodle? Oh, and you pet them, it's like you got oil and grease, and you're like, ugh. Oh, I hate poodles. We need a teacup poodle, some pansy ass homosexual poodle with, you know, like where they shave the ball at the end of its tail and its ears and its feet. Is that going to be Ein? He won't be a data dog. He'll be an affirmative action dog. He just won't be able to do anything, but they'll pass him along anyway. Oh, yeah, he's a data dog. He can't hack anything. He confirmed changes such as an outfit swap for Faye Valentine, less glamorization of smoking, and an original narrative. Yeah. Hey, kids. Did you know smoking is bad for you? You know what? Here's the paradox leftists face. I used to think growing up under tyranny, which was called teachers, that you knew they were the enemy and there was propaganda. You knew not to believe in them. But you're like, okay, fine, we got it. Smoking's bad. We won't smoke. But it presumes that humans are susceptible to brainwashing, like the cigarette companies would brainwash you with cool advertising. Oh, I must go smoke. And I didn't think that was possible. But then when I look at all these leftist dipshits, especially the white people out there now who are washing black people's feet and just castrating themselves, I look like, wait a minute. The percentage of millennials that vote left who voted for socialism, they fell for that. Humans are completely brainwashable. So the left faces this paradox where it's like, hey, we got to counter brainwash you to think, well, smoking's bad. And you have to like now put yourself in this position where you're not cool or edgy anymore, because now you have to admit brainwashing works because all you idiots are voting left. They've succeeded in convincing you socialism, because so now you're like, yeah, we got to worry about these dumbass motherfuckers that actually probably pick up smoking because Spike Spiegel takes a drag. You have to treat them like children. I know you do. Look at all your children who are protesting and I mean, is it still going on? Are those still going on? All the white people hating them? At any point in time, if you guys hate yourself, you could give up all your money and give it to black people. All right? Or you could just kill yourselves. Either or. If you're that guilty, kill yourself and give people the money. Black people your money. But God, it works. Well, we can't show them smoking. They might pick up smoking. Yes, they might. They might. In a recent interview with IO9, series writer Griel Marux discussed his process and goals and writing the script for the Ballad of Space Bounty Hunters and Criminal Organizations. Recognizing Cowboy Bebop's status as a widely beloved and iconic anime series, Guerrero March notes that he must fuck it over and destroy it. No, he didn't say it. That the design philosophy of the series was that we ain't playing Bebop, Bebop is playing us. Oh, fuck. Who is this guy? Hyphenated name, so you know his dad wasn't present, even though his dad may have been present. I gotta look up who this is. Is he going to be a putz? Remember that guy who created Safe Space and whatever for Marvel Safe Space, and then you looked at him and he's like this. Oh God. Oh, this is the loser. Hang on, I gotta put this in the view image. Let me put this in the link. Okay, here he is, guys. Here's the guy that's gonna tell Spike Spiegel what to say. You gotta check this out. Hang on, here we are. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that guy. He's gonna be edgy and cool. He's gonna tell us. I don't have to do a Clary test on him to know he's never worked a job in his life. I don't have to. Oh wait, it put two. God darn it! Just do an image search of Javier Grillo, Grillo, and God, it's a shocker. I bet no wonder he's got a hyphenated last name. I'm sure he does. Where's mom? He then drew a comparison of the Star Wars franchises, noted how one could not give them different hair and different clothing and call it something different. We ain't playing Bebop, Bebop is playing us. You can't look at Cowboy Bebop and say, well, it's just a takeoff point. We're going to give them different hair and different clothing. We're going to call it something different. It's just sort of going to be a loose thing. If you're doing Cowboy Bebop, you're doing Cowboy Bebop. You know, it's kind of like doing Star. What the fuck? How? What does that mean? I know, Cappy, you're talking NPC world. They just literally words vomit out of their mouths, and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Ironically, given the comparison to the recent fast and loose handling of Star Wars canon and material quality, Grillo how do you pronounce it? Marks Auk proceeded to note that while the show will feature an original narrative, as the team wished to avoid fans of the show looking at and saying that we failed them or we failed the original. Oh, don't worry, dude. You are fated to fail. You are fated to fail. Facilitated by the extension of episodes from 22 minutes to a full hour, the new narrative will try to tell a broader story of Spike Spiegel and the Syndicate, Spike Spiegel and Julius Spike and Vicious and all that. He elaborated, we've got a show where you have 26 episodes that are full of very colorful villains, very colorful stories, very colorful adversaries, bounties, and all that. We're not going to go one-to-one on all these stories because we're also trying to tell a broader story of Spike Spiegel and the Syndicate Spike. Well, what about the other team of the Bebop? What about Jet? Jet had like this awesome background, and you could tell he had way more. Jet has way more stories of potential than I think any of the other crew, because he's older, he's more bitter, he's wiser. He went through shit, lost an arm. Spike. I love Spike. Spike's one of my heroes. Chris Beckloff sent me a figurine. But that was the whole thing about Cowboy. They even had episodes with Ed and Ein. The mushroom one, you guys remember mushroom hunting? Oh, fuck no, we gotta be, oh, God, you're gonna butcher this. Just fuck off. Fuck off, Javier. But we're looking at the show and saying, who are some of the great villains in the show, and how can we put them into this broader narrative? That's how it's written. So that we're telling both of the big stories that Cowboy Bebop tells. Despite the original series having a finite number of episodes riding on the adaptation's second season already underway, Grillo Marx, I'm just calling him Grillo Marx, explained that there were no plans to end the series after a certain number of episodes. He reasoned that there were always going to be criminals to catch. That's true. In direct opposition to his attempt to assure fans that team failing to capture the true spirit of anime. Grillo also revealed that certain mature elements of the series would be toned down. Specifically, Griot notes that the smoking habits of the characters such as Spike, played by John Cho, and Faye, played by Daniela Pineda, would be less glamorized. He also explained Faye's character design in order to have a real human being wear that. Somewhere else. Hang on. Let me find out if Ein's going to be a dog or a Welsh Corgi. Ein, Netflix, Welsh Corgi. Netflix Cowboy Bebop shows us first line, Ein the Corgi. Is this going to look like anything? Oh, look at all the pop-ups. Oh, and there's an ad on the video. Okay, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Not going to do it. So there you go, guys. I'm not going to watch the new. I just can't. Just leave it the fuck alone. Just leave it alone. It doesn't need Javier's piss all over it. You're no Sincuro Watanabe. Leave it alone. We have to account for today's modern sensibilities of the pussies both on the left and the right. I never thought like in the 80s that was like, wow, girls with big boobs and funny hair. Who cares? Wow, that's kind of cool. Oh no, we got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that. Because some fat, ugly sow might be offended somewhere that there's women more beautiful than them. It's because they're willing to set down the ho-hos and hit the gym. And even a fake character like Faye Valentine, a fictional character. Kevin McComber for $2. How would you deal with automation? I make sure I was the programmer and the builder of robots. Adapt or die. Change or die. Look, in an AI world, in a fully automated world, you could be one of two things. You could be the guy engineering and building the shit, or it could be people like in the movie WALL-E, just getting fatter and fatter, having everything served to you with no purpose. And at that point, you're a plant. That's all a plant is. A plant is anchored to the ground, what's the word? Behooved to, beholden to, at the mercy of. There we go. It's at the mercy of the environment around it. That's all you are. And then with an artificial automation, what do you think farming is? Let's say you take a stalk of corn. Okay. It's planted there. Everything else is taken care of it. Right? The farmer comes in and tills it. The farmer comes in and fertilizes it. The farmer comes in and waters it. You're plants. That's what all parasites and parasitic people and leftists are. You're plants. You're not agents. You're not independent-minded people. You're objects. You're plants. All you want is for the free sun and the free fertilizer and the free nitrogen and the free water. You just want to grow and spit out more of your kind to have some other system or organization take care of it. So then I ask you, are you even human? Do you even have intelligence? Because mark my words, what would happen over time if you're just going after resources, you could see it now. It's already happening in about a generation or two. All these people protesting, the chick shitting on the car, you think she's anything more than a plant? They're all programmed. They're all conditioned. They're not programmed to be agents. They're programmed to be objects. They're zombies. They're NPCs. And you can prove it. The only thing they respond to is the threat of death. It's when the National Guard comes in and says, we're shooting you motherfuckers with bullets, rubber, admittedly, tear gas, pain, violence. That's all they respond to. You're not reasoning with. I even was not arguing, trying to reason with this young black kid. I don't know if he was young, but he was black. And all I wanted to know is like, why are you burning your own town? And he said to make a statement. I'm like, that's what the voting booth is for. That's what go protest, make a statement, go to the Capitol, protest. Why are you burning what is arguably your uncle's pharmacy or your cousin's tool shop? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you burning your food supply? We got to make a stand. And then I realized, Aaron, you're not, there's no reasoning. This is not a human. I'm being deadly serious. I've dealt with people before that are high on drugs. You're not talking, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad to see people who try to reason with people that are high or on drugs, especially if they love them or care about them, either because they're like a loved one or a family member or something like that. It's like that person's gone. You're talking to a brainstem that all it knows is how to survive and consume other people's resources. That's it. You're not going to, gee, you really ought to sit down and consider going into the, it's gone. That person is not there. It doesn't even have a soul. It's a symbiote. It's an entity taken over by a spirit called drugs or booze or something. That's not a human being. That's not capable of, it is a robot, a very realistic robot that only knows how to get by and survive by taking other people's resources. It will tell you what, a very highly functioning, intelligent robot, but a robot none the same. You are not going to get to rationalize a reason with that person. Same thing. Why are you destroying yourself? Good to make a statement. They're like, wow, you were totally brainwashed by the left. And to try to get them to wake up. Like I was toying with this sexy idea. Antifa, if Antifa, the rank and file of Antifa, even their lieutenants, ever realized the people who conditioned them and trained them, they're Dr. Frank, they are Frankenstein. They were created. They didn't think their way through this. They were created. They were conditioned. They were brought up this way by predominantly Marxist socialist professors, certainly in the media, absent parents, politicians, all, but predominantly teachers and professors. If they ever woke up and actually executed independent thought and realized the reason they're in their shitty situation with student loan debt and no employment prospects and weak and limp-wristed for the guys and fat and tatted for women is because they followed the exact precise advice that Marxists and socialists told them to, predominantly teachers and professors, but other people as well. And if you realize who you gave your money to, it wasn't even your money, what you went into debt for, and then you paid $3,000 for a class and $300 for a textbook, and that went to the professors, if they ever made that connection, they'd realize that the real enemy was the left, that they had been completely duped and turned into, non-thinking robots to serve the left. Not even serve, because to enrich, basically, the professoriate class. I was thinking, like, if they ever woke up, they would be so pissed. And then they turn on the left. And the same thing, but it's as likely as getting the black community to wake the fuck up and realize that they've just been slaves to the Democrat Party this entire time. That, here's a sweet tasting lie, follow us, and oh, by the way, your entire life will suck. You will live generation after generation in the south side of Chicago, in Baltimore, and have shit jobs, shit life. You'll hate other people. You'll blame everything on whitey. They've turned you into plants. They've turned you into slaves. And if ever they were to wake up and realize what the Democrat Party has done to not only them, but their parents, their grandparents, going all the way back to 1964, 1965. Holy shit. The Democrat, they'd be murdered. The left would be, and I guess I can't you got your two mayors. I can't make it any more clear. You have a mentally impaired individual, like someone who's not all there as the mayor of Chicago. Look at her. She's not all there. She was malnourished. Her brain is not fully developed. That is a moron. That is a mental retard you have in charge of you right now. And then you look at Jacob Fry, which it's just this waif, just this, not even a flag. A flag stands for something like this little downing feather of a goose just whipping in the wind. Oh, what complete, you can't, well, Fry's a pussy, but you can't, you elected what? What did you elect? This is your look. I understand on the national stage, you get a shit sandwich or crap burger. Okay, it was Hillary Clinton or Trump. No one was really excited about it. I understand that, but your local elections, you had to hire the most retarded, incompetent, worthless, mentally ill, malnourished thing. She's not a human. It's not a human. That's a thing. You elected a thing. Now you're wondering why Chicago, I don't know how many shootings or whatever burns. But she had the D in front of her name, right? The D, that you gotta vote with the big D, right? How things now? What? I guess you're locked in for another, how long's a mayoral term? 4 years, 6 years? How long is the thing going to run your city? But anyway, that's how I deal with I just make sure I'm an independent-minded person. I'm here, all right? I'm alive. Well, I'd rather work on the machines than sit there and just get fed and get fat like they did in Wall-E, which is no different than the south side of Chicago, which is no different than the north side of Chicago. They just got money from mommy and daddy. Daddy, mommy, I want to major in philosophy, and then I'm going to go help the children, and I need more government money. They go through the facade of actually working, even though they're not working a real job or producing anything. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're not human. It's so sad. How would I deal with automation? I'd make sure I wasn't automated. I'd make sure I'd be doing the automating. I'm going to program this. I'm going to do that. Oh, a new type of metallurgy or alloy here to make the machines lighter, but faster, but more efficient. And then when I die, I'm like, at least I knew what was going on. How many millions of black people have died in Southside Chicago not knowing what's going on? Just like, that was it. They just accepted their lot in life. How many people in Northside Philly just, how many leftist white kids graduate from the suburbs not knowing anything but whatever the fuck is shown, Saved by the Bell or Blossom, and then they go and they major in the liberal arts and they say and repeat the same thing everybody else said, as common as stalks of corn in a field of corn, thinking they're unique and independent. Never, I'm gonna save the lives and help them. And the children are still starving and none of the problems are solved. Then they die. But hey, they said some mean stuff on the Facebook telling them how never Trump, and if you vote Trump, then unfriend me now. Wow, great accomplishment, lady. Look at you go. Let me guess, you voted for other people's shit. What a great life. Wow. Never fell in love, never had kids. No, that's patriarchy, man. You wouldn't want any of that. Fuck those guys, right? They're trying to oppress you. My God, did you know they want to stick their dick inside of you? Holy shit, those dirty, rotten bastards. That's all they want. We need test tube babies. I was going to listen to Cappy. Sam Whiskey, the guy with the coolest name on the show, for $5. Hey, Cappy, after the girls are done rioting, they'll toss their beret up in the air. I don't know what you mean. They're not. Nah, I think it's perpetual. I think. See, you can't understand. You can't underestimate just what a huge student debt is, like the queen to the left on the chessboard set. It's the most powerful thing they got. It's like the gravity of Jupiter, or maybe the sun. With that debt, they're owned. Women are owned henceforth, and they got to slave away to corporations. They got to slave away to their government employers. They got to slave away. And with the conditioning they get, they're not going to toss up their beret and go find a husband. That doesn't, they're not this generation. You mark my words, dude. I've already seen it with Gen X. Again, we're kind of like the prototype. The left stuck just the head into our asses just to see if people would take. We're like, yeah, give us more. Mm-hmm. We're humans. We're dumb. Whatever you say. So yeah, the millennial gals who are now, the older ones are starting to approach 40. They're not there yet, but they're starting to approach 40. Most of them 35 is the older, if you want to cut off point. They're not going to. No. They are completely conditioned. They are stalks of corn. They will do whatever they are told. And they still have instruction. And there's no counter argument. And any counter argument, they've already been conditioned to reject as sexist. And I cannot clarify this statement enough. And I'm the one that came up with. Women want to get married and have kids. Very few want to be wives or mothers. Right? Once there's responsibility or obligation attached to those luxury goods, frankly, they'll get rid of it. Kick the kid off the daycare, divorce the husband, get fat, whatever. It's check marks. That's all it is, check marks. So I don't believe they'll toss the berets up in the air. They won't. They will forever. What else have they got, Sam? What else have they got but the politics? Maybe a career, but a career takes work. You know, whether or not it's a government, it could even be made up. A lot of these gals, they got to go get master's degrees because there's a arms race in education. Well, I've seen this with a lot of teachers. You don't need a degree to teach. You don't. It's not a hard skill. I wouldn't even call it a skill at all. You can get a little experience. But to get it promoted, you got a master's degree. Some gals now got to get their doctorate, and men who participate in this pyramid scheme as well. They'll do it. They'll do it. And I don't think they give even a consideration or a thought to, well, if I want to get married, that requires another human being. What are the desires, interests, and incentives of that other human being? They really are. They're so myopic. They don't see beyond education, me, rah, rah, go women, fight patriarchy. If anything, again, many times I've said it before, they look at men as at best the competitor, at worst the adversary. They're not going to be, there's not like this pent up demand to get married, Sam. They're not like waiting and, oh my God, well, okay, I was goofing around. It's just my crazy days, voting for socialism and setting buildings on fire. I was the fun girl. Now I just want to go to Wyzetta with the white picket fence and be a good little hot. They're not good. No, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Good question though. All right, let's go. Kevin. Whoa. We got to scroll up. Kevin McComber for $2. The boomers ruined the country. Yeah, they did. George Pumphrey, he sent me a constitution, a new constitution. Join me in enjoying the decline, ban the police, then everyone stops paying taxes and it goes downhill fast. Yeah, Minneapolis, the city council, I don't know, either today or tomorrow, they're going to vote on banning the police. I'm like, you go right ahead. Go right the fuck ahead. Please. There was a protest that Mayor Fry was speaking at. He's the mayor of Minneapolis, and they booed him off because he was like, well, we should still have a little bit of a police presence. And it's the first time that little pussy ever actually had to do some work. Because if you look at his background and all the city council members of the Twin Cities, they're all unanimous. They all want the police gone. You want the police gone? What precious little privilege, here's where genuine white privilege would come in. What privileged Mark Dayton-esque white bubble did you grow up in where you thought the cop, they had such pampered lives. There was no threats. They don't even understand the concept of criminality or criminal mind. They don't even see what just happened to their town. It was only because people with guns and armor and force went in there and told those people to stop it. And now they're going to get rid. Oh, by all means, go right ahead. So that would be the epitomal enjoy the decline. I'm very curious how the immediate ring of suburbs, who are just as left, but more elitist, like St. Louis Park, Richfield, fair amount of Latinos in Richfield. I'm going to be real curious how you Latinos do in Richfield. All of a sudden, the rides come across Highway 62 into that. Remember that house you slaved away for? You came to this country. You busted your ass off working real jobs white people wouldn't do, doing roofs, doing gutters, showing up when the drunk white dude with his pickup truck wouldn't show up on time. You going to let that happen? Are you going to let privileged white kids from the suburbs who just happen to be attending school in the city ride and protest and take away your little slice of the American dream? I think Richfield would be defended against. I think the Latinos and some of the white people that still live there would put up blockades over on Portland, couple walkways over too. Actually, Richfield's pretty defensible now I think about it. You got 62, Atham looked this up. You got 77, you got 494, and you got 35, and there's even a wall along 35 and a swamp. You'd have Fortress Richfield. Atham, what is Fortress Richfield in Spanish? I think that might hold. It's very defensible, guys. That's very defensible. You could do it. Yeah, because Lindale, you got to make sure Lindale's closed off. Nicollet, Portland. Yeah, and there's swamp. I'd be real curious. Oh, but I want to see what St. Louis Park, St. Anthony, Maplewood. Oh my goodness, are we going to have the cops defend our borders? Actually, it'd be probably way too much rioting and looting in St. Paul, Minneapolis. They're like, look at how much shit we got. Never mind that once that shit's all taken. Please turn it into a colder Detroit. Detroit's already cold, but let's make it a super cold Detroit. Big Viz 497. Can't wait to read Washington Post articles in 5 years blaming white flight for destroying Minneapolis. Bring on little Mogadishu. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, the Somalis, they collect welfare, okay? But they obey the law. They're predominantly Muslim. They're not the rioting type, okay? I don't know if they got the fight in them. I don't think so. I'd be real curious, because I lived in it. I lived at Ghettos in the Sky. It's called Cedar Riverside Plaza. It was fine. It was, I don't know what it's like now. It's like, yeah, there were Somalis there too, but I don't know. It wasn't anything bad. And you're like, you're fine. You know, it might be a little scary for, you know, a Mark Dayton to come visit there, but you know, they're pussies. So, but, I don't think it'd be little Mogadishu. I think it's just going to be this morass of different groups. And they'll all have been swallowing whole how they're oppressed, but they're going to be fighting other people and it won't be white because they'll be gone. Oh, don't worry. Daddy will send Dottie's little princess to the University of Minnesota, which is right there, shares a border with little Mogadishu. A lot of student houses. Augsburg College, going to be curious how Atham looked that up. Going to be real curious how that looks, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the guy, the superhero making the sweaty choice, like he's got the two red buttons and they're both contradictory. Nothing's too good for Daddy's little princess. Send her to University of Minnesota. Daughter likely to get shot or raped because, you know, but that would indicate you're racist. I'm going to sit there, my house, my little cult there, my little club with all of us other people armed to the fucking hilt in South Dakota. Just watch this on the TV. Actually, I won't be too busy hiking. Sam Whiskey, $1.99. I'm for defunding universities and not cops. I am too on principle, but they did this in Baltimore. The cops wouldn't patrol this one area, and oh my God, murders went up 700%. Oh my God, cops come back. The cops, this will require intelligence, and you can hire me at ass. You know what? I'm not going to tell the cops what to do. I'm done trying to tell people what to do to make things better and to benefit themselves. I'm not going to tell the cops what to do. If you cops, Minneapolis Police Department, you want some advice, come hire assholeconsulting.com. I'm going to charge you all the fake bullshit rolling stop tickets you gave me at 300% interest compounded since the days you give me. I got like these 3 rolling stop tickets. That's another thing. It's kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'm not a big fan of cops either. Don't think I'm like, oh, the thin blue line. In general, I'm for cops, but you really got to know the cop in the department. Like St. Paul cops, back them up anytime. All right. Just go a little slower there, son. All right. Thank you, officer. Sorry, coming down the hill. Minneapolis cops. Oh, rolling stop. What are you talking about? I came to a full complete stop. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. It's a standard transmission. I started in first gear. Oh, you did stop. Here's your ticket. Blah, blah, blah. You can't park here, sir. Are you a meter maid or a cop? Oh, Minneapolis cops had a little bit of a tough time there, huh? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I'm not feel mad. Get McCormick $5. Couldn't we make the colleges forgive the student loan debt and not the taxpayer? Who do you think guarantees it, Kevin? They're the ones who raised tuition prices and screwed the students. The taxpayers didn't raise tuition prices. What the taxpayers did by voting for Obama, I'm like, oh, no, that's too good for we got to help all students. Let's flood the market with now taxpayer loans, with government loans. Right? It's not private companies and banks lending out student loans anymore, although that still does 2 markets. FAFSA, the largest lender to student loans, is the government. That's backed up by the taxpayer. Could we make the colleges forgive the student loan debt and not the taxpayer? Well, the colleges would then have to go and make the taxpayer whole. They could. I'm all for confiscating the endowment funds of colleges to pay off the $1.2 trillion. The student loan debt, I'd all be for that. What else we got? That it? Is that it? Are we all caught up? No. Oh, a couple more here. Got a couple more articles. Alex Patino, wait till the Invisible years, 40 to 80 is a long time. The wall defeats all. Yeah, remember when Molyneux got busted for that? 40 years is a long time. And every woman, and they read. And you're like, what are you reading about? He's telling you the truth. Like he's trying to help you out. What is wrong with you women? Alex, when you get to be as old and jaded as me, you'll just okay, fine. Oh yeah, 50's the new 25, whatever, ladies. There's nothing worse than insanity. That's the worst punishment ever. You're a legitimately independent thinking black individual in the ghetto, and you're trying to figure out how to get out of poverty, and all you can think of is, well, Whitey didn't give us enough money. Because that's all us white people do is give each other money. Where does the money come from? That's to advance economics. So you live your entire life frustrated and angry why you can't figure this out. You go through your life majoring in stupid shit, wondering why you can't find a job and make the 6 figs. And women who swallowed whole this Marxist leftist feminist bullshit. Well, the career is more important than love. And it's not, it's things. It's not, I can't believe I'm a capitalist saying it's humans, not women are told it's things, not humans. You don't want a husband. That's patriarchy. That's submission. Kids, oh my God, you're entitled to that. Yeah, but outsource them and don't raise them. Don't spend any time with them. I'm arguing that you do. I'm arguing for love. I can't believe this. But they've been conditioned that they're going to live. They don't need no man. Just, it's a nice slow train wreck we're watching, Alex. And it's not just one train. It's hundreds of millions of trains just crashing into that wall slow-mo, not realizing they wasted their youth. And then still like sitting there spasming as the train has crashed. I'm beautiful. I want kids someday. Bye. See? You'll get them someday, baby. You'll get them. Macomb or $2. It's mostly blacks running and looting, not white. It depends. No, it's not. No, that is not now. It depends where you are, obviously, different demographics. But you go to Salt Lake City, is predominantly white. I'd say most of the rioting and fire setting was white because you had Antifa and spoiled little privileged white kids from the suburbs that they're going to be heroic. They weren't going to major in engineering and doing their, take all the liberal arts majors. Now is their time to shine. This is it. Now it's the time. This is the time. This is their 1968. You think the egos of privileged little white kids from the suburbs are going to sit there? Go look at all the pictures. I mean, we don't have polls, but look at the pictures. Well, blacks don't have a monopoly on this. Okay. And you could also make the case that whites are a larger percentage of blacks. That is true as well. So, but whites are very participatory in the rioting and the destruction. The looting, not so much. That was early on in the stages. That was predominantly blacks, yes, in their own neighborhood, stealing their own shit. They got their flat panel TV. All right, good for them. But no, this is a very diverse group of people. Very diverse. Absolutely. So it's not any one race or the other. Himanshu Aundi. For 100, I think that is Indian rupees. With everything going on in the world, is there anything to be positive about? You know what? I got to pee. Let's all take a break. I'll come back and I'll answer that one. And I'll think about it while I'm peeing. So we'll be back. All right, I have peed and I've contemplated heavily on this. And what it requires is context. It requires you to adjust what you should be positive about. Human conditioning has been trained to be positive about extra resources because that increased our life expectancy and guaranteed it. Having sex, beauty with the opposite sex. And so that's your traditionally classical things that you should be positive about. What I'm trying to introduce is the concept of what's on the menu. What can you be positive about? And physical beauty has been removed. What has also been taken off the menu is excess wealth or the pursuit of excellence, like your potential, your ability to become rich, and then you don't have to worry about anything. But I'm going to address that a little bit later. And so what has traditionally been on the menu, what humans have been happy about, have lived and looked forward to, those are now gone. And even though that's what you wanted, you have to realize that you are here, you are alive, your mom and dad had sex, your dad didn't pull out, your mom didn't abort you, you're here, we're sentient, we're conscious. Now, we don't get to determine what's on the menu, right? We are programmed to have a hankering for steak and eggs or whatever else, but that's not on the menu. What we got to do is look at the menu, say what's on there. This is why I said sanity is the future of wealth. Because here I postulate that, okay, may we go into a socialist, light, heavy socialist environment globally? Yes. Will excellence and achievement and accomplishments be rewarded with money and chicks with big boobies? No. Will we probably be hated or at least be taxed? Yeah. But what is wealth? If you look at it, we're kind of in a post-wealth, post-scarcity world almost. Now, it could be totally destroyed like Venezuela. I understand that. Never underestimate the effects of everybody not working. But let's say we get socialist levels of taxation. Are we still going to be able to eat? Yeah. Do we have sanitation? Yes. Do we have technology? Yeah. The internet alone. I remember long distance. I would go months without talking to my family because I couldn't afford long distance. Didn't have a long distance plan. Now we can talk like Star Trek on the internet. And even though tax rates are whatever, 50, in Finland, 60, 65%, the standards of living keep going up. Okay. So are we ever going to suffer a crippling Great Depression again? Not really, no. I mean, even the Great Recession, which was the worst one we had since the Volcker Recession. Dude, the Volcker Recession was way worse. Not on paper, but because the technology wasn't there. Look at this dumbass shit we get to do right now. We get to work from home. In the 70s, during the Volcker Recession, the factory fucking shut down. You didn't have an option. Women, another thing, just to show you that wealth is becoming more amorphous and less tangible. In the 70s, during the Volcker Recession, if women wanted to make money, they would actually have to literally prostitute themselves out. Now, with the internet, all they got to do is flash titties. They don't even flash titties. Hi, guys. Oh, my God. Hi, Charlie. I see. Oh, my goodness. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Safer, cleaner, no STDs. They don't have to touch the guy. So as technology advances and as we get more, yes, the tax rate may go up. We may punish excellence. We may punish achievement. But so what? I'm also reminded of when I rented the Ferrari in Vegas. I couldn't wait after about 2-3 days to return that damn thing and get my truck back because my truck was way more comfortable. It's like, yeah, okay, you got a Ferrari. So what? It's brand name. That's all you're paying for is brand name. You're not going to drive it like a pro. Your car, even if it's a shitty Ford, whatever, does pretty much 98% of what a Ferrari does. It just doesn't look sweet and go to 190 miles an hour. Not that you could even go 190 miles an hour in most places in the world, right? Except for a racetrack. And so when you realize it's very unlikely you're going to starve, it's very unlikely we're going to have a post-apocalyptic. Well, we might. Oh, it's absolutely possible. It could happen. If you start to say, okay, well, if my basic Darwinian Maslowian needs are taken care of, what's left? Well, what's left is to understand what the fuck is going on. I think, again, if you want to read the article, it's a 16-page article I wrote. Nobody read it, so now it's behind the paywall at my Patreon. You want to pay $1 a month or whatever, you go to patreon.com/Aaron Clary. You get access to my road trip podcast, that article, a bunch of Mary Jo's pinups. So we got that all covered there. But now that your basic survival needs are taken care of, what's left? And I'd say sanity. You think any one of those dumb motherfuckers out there protesting or rioting, black or white, it doesn't matter. You think they're dealing with a full deck? You think these, the Sheryl Sandberg wannabe, Sheryl Sandberg herself, Hillary Clinton, you think they're happy? They're fucking nuts. They're insane. And they don't know why they're unhappy. All these women, party girls at the party. I graduated master. Men can't keep up with me. I can't find a man in my. They cry themselves to sleep and douse their brains with booze. Because they're insane. Maybe not mentally insane, but they're not living in the real world. They don't know what the real world is about. They don't know what's going on. And so if you could just be saying it, among other things, we don't bullshit here. Kind of straight shooting. Here's the truth. The emperor still has no clothes. We can come here, the emperor has no clothes. Stop having kids you can't afford. Don't major in stupid shit. Don't buy a car on credit. Only pay cash and spend less than you make. It's pretty simple. And love your fellow man. What rare few fellow men you can find, male, female, that are worth your time, that are your equal in intellect and personality and compassion. Wow, what a horrible, horrible message that is. What a racist, bigoted, homophobic, blah, 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 blah. Well, look what he have. I guess we could summarize all that. That's Cappy Cappism in like a paragraph or a few sentences. And most people can't get that, man. They can't get that. As you just wander through the world, look at all these people all fucked up in their heads, chasing these delusional, they're mentally insane. My buddy again down in a nice place, nice suburb of a major metro. All he looks for his entertainment, he looks at all of his neighbors who keep going into debt to make wifey poo happy. Wifey would leave that fucker in half a second to fuck some other guy that's hotter, probably already has. It's all about things. It's all about stuff. Nobody stays home to take care of the kids because the kids have to be shipped off because both parents have to work because they wanted to have kids. They didn't want to raise them. To be sane, to know what reality is. You want to talk about a 1%, the true 1%? Talk about Harvey Weinstein. What, you think he had a sane reality going on? Oh, I get it. Yeah, you want this. Okay, you're going to suck my dick if you want that role. Again, I am for pro-sex work. I'm two people, adults doing behind whatever they want. Okay, good. Ladies want to make money. Nothing wrong with that. But really? Your life has got to be like that? You make movies? Isn't that enough? He's one of the saner ones, I guess. I guess he's a little bit more anchored in how the real world works. It's prostitution. I get it. But okay, you could see on the television, here's Tina, the privileged little white suburbanite princess. She's valedictorian. She's got the shot to make it. She could go into engineering, go into the military. What does she do? Major in child psychology. How to tell that? Did she get a doctorate? No, that's too hard. Then she goes, works at some nonprofit or some preschool bullshit. And then gets brainwashed and conditioned to hate the patriarchy, hate men. Men are oppressing me. How insane is that? How shitty is your life if you think you're oppressed when you're not? And so all these veritable NPCs, these literal animals running around, not thinking, just completely conditioned. You're not them. You at least know what's going on. You're not the corn stalk. You're the guy programming the machine to go cultivate the corn stalk. You at least know. Oh, now, are you going to get what you wanted? No. Vast majority of you guys are not. Even those who get married, I'm going to say 60% of you are going to end up in divorce. 85% of you are not going to be happy. So that's off the table. But that's those of you who get married. I'm betting about 75%. You watch the numbers. You think marriage was in decline beforehand. It's going to tank, motherfuckers. It's going to tank. I think less than half the people are going to get. I think it's going to be 80% of you aren't going to find a wife. In part because you can't find a quality one. In part because you're in no financial position to be at that. But at least you have the sanity to know that. These women are going to bring single kids are just going to come in like Nike fashion shoes. And then women are going to be like, oh my God, why am I so miserable? Why can't I find a man? Oh. And you just sit there taking your cigar, enjoying life. Oh, it's too bad, I guess. And that's what's on the menu. Sanity is on the menu. You want some? Because that's all we got. Oh, and in addition to sanity is enjoy the show. When you have some sanity, you can watch all these idiots and morons try and figure out how they know the world. They got everything figured out because they have a master's degree in some bullshit studies. By the way, June is Worthless Degree Awareness Month. Get this book, Worthless. Give it to a kid that's graduating so they can ignore that and go ahead and major in stupid shit and become insane. But we're truly the 1%. We're truly the 1%. It's good to be the 1% because at least we know what the fuck is going on. Oh, it's depressing. It's depressing. Like, why is there no one else around? Even though I don't smoke cigarettes. This is a cigarette. That's a cigar. But yeah, man, that's what's to be positive about. And there's a comeuppance. I like revenge. Right? Everyone who's protesting is set fire. Let's say somebody set fire to something. Evil, bad person. Absolutely. How great is their life? You're setting fire to a fucking building, destroying the drugs within, pharmacy. So now all the old grandma ladies, black or white, Hispanic or Jewish, whatever, they can't get their drugs no more. Conveniently, now they got to go to the next town over or whatever. Imagine being that guy. Can you imagine being the girl? Remember the picture of the gal who's like all tatted up and she's like taking a shit on the cop car? Could you imagine the life she goes back to? That's another thing. You could be like, I'm not you. Fuck you, lady. Man, I hate your guts. I think you're no doubt she's a parasite. She's living off of the taxpayer. But fuck you. I don't want your life. You're fucked in the head. How many drugs is she on? Legal and illegal. How happy is her life? What man wants to have sex with that? She's shitting on a cop car. This isn't exactly like me being Thaddeus McStevenson III of Her Majesty's. I'm not like, oh my goodness, with my Monaco. That woman is defecating on a cop car. How rote. How droll. It's like, bitch is shitting on a cop car. What the fuck is wrong with her? Yeah, like, holy shit. That's the mentality of those people. And they're cheering it on. You look at these idiots. Every one of them is going to have a life that sucks. Every one of them. And they lack the independent thought. They might have the intelligence, but they lack the strength and the independent thought to stand aside and say, hey, am I wrong here? I'm cheering a woman on that's shitting on a cop car. Maybe I got to check my life a little bit. They won't. And thus we are, Himanshu, we are provided lifelong entertainment watching these. And then we're going to die and we go back to the nothingness and the non-sentience that it was before. But at least we got to watch the show. We were fed, clothed, taken care of. All right. If we majored in the right thing, that was easier to come by. And now we get to watch the shit show. That's it. So you have on the menu is sanity, knowledge, and the shit show. Revenge, comeuppance, whatever you want to call it. So that's it. Hey, Josh Landrum's in the house. Scroll down here. Thank you for the super chats, though, by the way, guys. My Pokeball place is opened. Tenray Stube. Love your work. Keep up the consulting and push Austrian economics. Well, I love how people say there's Austrian. Oh, Austrian. What's that? Is it? It's called reality. I love I'm more of the Keynesian philosophy. I'm more of the modern monetary theory. It's like, fuck you. You're either reality or not. Economics is so not a real thing. It so isn't. Dave Little, $5. Why do people think going bankrupt is a great thing? Is it an achievement, or is flipping debt a norm and I'm doing something wrong paying debt off? Well, Dave, they're being just lazy. I don't think they think the act of going bankrupt is a great thing. I think the fact that they can go bankrupt is a great thing, because they basically just stole a bunch of other people's money that lent it to them, be it the credit card company, the banks. Say, oh, the poor credit card companies and banks. Like, well, technically it's not their money either. It's depositors' money. It's your grandma's money. It's your neighbor's money. It's your money. Everybody's money. So I don't think they think going bankrupt, the art of it, is great. I think they just had like the ability to do so. Is it an achievement, or is slipping debt a norm and I'm doing something wrong paying debt off? No, you're not. You're not doing something wrong paying your debt off. Because down the road will come the day you might want to get a house. Right? And they'll look and they're going to say, well, what's your track record like? And admittedly, 7 years later, bankruptcies are expunged from your record. So yeah, you're getting a little bit screwed over. There's a very good argument not to pay off your student loans to see, like, who knows, maybe Biden gets elected, Democrats take Congress. Right now, just an advice to anybody listening right now, we only got, 6-7 months until the election. Just hold off, pay interest only, see who gets elected. For your own Machiavelli, look, I'd rather have some conservatives, libertarians, non-leftists, non-parasites get a little bit of that government cheese, okay? So if Biden and everybody comes in, they're going to pay. Yeah, take the fucking money. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Dave, you're a better, more moral person when you pay that off. I know there's not a lot to that, but forget morality. You're just sane. Because here's another argument is dependency. You're completely hoping that sometime in the future, an Ocasio-Cortez and a bunch of other parasitic fuckwits are elected in enough numbers that they bail you guys out. And here's the other thing, Dave. This is just another thing. Give you an example. The PPP loans or the small business loans that they're giving out to people, do you think they're just going to flip a switch and make that student debt go away? Or do you think they're going to make it complicated as fuck with applications and filling things out, a needs assessment, that? Dude, do you know how nice it is? I've never had to go and file unemployment. I've never had to go and apply for welfare, an EBT card. I've never had to, like Chad was telling me, you should apply for this PPP loan. I'm like, I don't know, Chad. It sounds like paperwork. And then sure enough, you find out later, well, it wouldn't be forgiven under certain circumstances. Like, no, time not work. And I have a buddy, another example, Dave. I have a buddy who did apply for it. She tried to. She spent 2 weeks of full-time work and still didn't get it because their computer system was down. They had to fax it in. Dude, just pay off your debts and be done with it. Where people really get in trouble is they don't pay even the interest on it. Then you get an article like that fuckwit 58-year-old woman who got her master's in public health, and also she had $250,000 in debt because she didn't know about compound interest. Because when you get a college degree, remember, you're very educated. You're very intelligent. You're so intelligent that you can't even be bothered with the concept of exponential math. So simply paying off your debts before the power of compounding interest takes effect, you don't have to deal with it. You have the sanity, the peace of mind. It's done. I'm done. I don't have to pay for it. Oh, did other people get it paid off? Great. They had to go jump through the hoops, be the monkey. Oh my God, lose fret every night. Oh, and it does. It gnaws at the back of their head. They think they just ignore it and it will go away. It's like women thinking that they could be powerful, career independent women, lose their beauty and youth. But that they know there's a piece of their brain that knows, maybe not consciously, maybe not the frontal cortex, but they know at a guttural, instinctual level, and it gnaws at them and it lessens their life. You're scot-free, dude. You're scot-free, baby. No debt. Or at least it's within range. Like you're moving and I got it. Logic. Got it. It's gone, baby. And then you're free. Truly free man. Truly free man. I don't think you can be a free man if you have debt. I really don't think so. Or woman. So just for now, though, let's hold off. Pay your interest. All right. See what happens. And if Biden and a Democrat cabal gets elected and they maybe try to push for a student loan bailout and you get it, cool. And you didn't waste your money. But it's not so much whether, that's You're gambling there a little bit. But in general, a policy, going back to, I don't even think it was Shakespeare. Was it the Mesopotamians? I don't know. The Greeks. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. And I know every once in a while it's worth it to get debt for something. But just, pay off your debts. And just to have that be a policy. And then you'd be amazed how, people couldn't believe I didn't have any student loans. People couldn't believe I didn't have any credit card debt. And they'd all go out and party and drink and whatever else. And I'd be there. I'd have a drink. Or maybe, I'd eat before I go out. Someone buy food. Dude, Clary, loosen up. And all those fuckers are still in debt. Probably divorced. Oh man, the same people that told me 20 years ago to loosen up. Now they're like, dude, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't even have remember that time 20 years ago you kept telling me to loosen up? Well, this is the consequence of me being not tight-fisted, but frugal. Quite quarter Jewishy frugal. Scrolling. Keep those doggies scrolling. Ride. Heat them up, move them out. Move them out, heat them in, move them out. Move them out, heat them up. Rawhide. All right, look at this. No super chats. We're good to go. Thank you for the $14.99 and the $5. Thanks for the donations there, everybody. Let me go. Do you want to do? Hey, God, let's do this. Chicago Sun Times. You guys want fun news? You want the great and merciful Coronachan blesses us. Reeling Chicago communities ask, who invests in us now? They never think beyond one move. There are neighborhoods in the city that will never recover. The Reverend, good thing you got those reverends, those self-declared men of God, Reverend Jesse Jackson and Reverend Al Sharp, those guys really kicked ass for you black folk, didn't they? Everything's okay now, right? Because you got reverends. But business leaders say merchants will return despite the spasms of destructions. They were in control. There was more of them than there were of us. That was the message that they were putting out. Melinda Kelly, executive director of the Chatham Business Association, summed up her Sunday night interaction with rioters near 83rd Street and Cottage Grove Avenue. She had promoted business growth in the area for more than I feel bad for Melinda Kelly. God bless you, sweetheart. I know what you're trying to do, but maybe you and Joe Souchere can go, opine about how people ought to be, or you just leave these fucking shitholes you're in and go start in greener pastures. She has promoted business growth in the area for more than 10 years, but that didn't matter during a tense exchange when she and several others sought to save small businesses. Kelly described the exchange as a negotiation. What are you negotiating? Why are you negotiating? You are talking to robots, stalks of corn, NPCs. They hate you. They are programmed by leftists, by Marxists, which no doubt Miss Melinda Kelly probably voted for. You created these Frankenstein monsters. Oh my God, the Frankenstein monster can't be negotiated with. Oh my goodness, what do we do? One that saved a florist. Oh, you saved a florist. That must employ a shit ton of people down there. Just be glad we don't like flowers anyway, one person told her. But she said she was powerless against the mob's desire to attack a PNC Bank, an AT&T store, and a Nike store. It's great they attacked a Nike store. These aren't locally owned, but they have been anchors in our communities for years, Kelly said. No, now people got to travel a little bit to make a donation or a deposit. She isn't confident that merchants already reeling from the COVID-19 shutdowns will be quick to rebuild the damage and the possibility of riots. It just says the possibility riots could resume, compound the risk of investing in minority communities. Let's be very clear. Let's not make this minority communities, because the neighborhood that got torched, depending on where you are, east, west along Lake Street, it was predominantly white in one section that got torched. Let's call it leftist communities. That's the problem. It's not blacks or Hispanics or minorities. The variable we're going after is leftist. Okay. Now, blacks and minorities do vote drastically disproportionately for the left. But it is not the race. It is the politics, which is why you had the black looters and the white rioters and arsonists come together and sing Kumbaya in a well-diversified neighborhood of the Twin Cities, which who really got fucked over were like the non-white and the non-black store owner. Like, dude, how many falafel houses got killed over how many Latinos and Middle Easterners and actual African immigrants, not native black Americans, but African immigrants. How many of you guys got fucked over, huh? Welcome to America. You gonna keep voting Democrat? No, keep voting Democrat. No, I know. They told you things that you liked, right? Did you get an erection when they told you those things? But your place is destroyed. Huh, I wonder. The Republicans didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, but they told you what you needed to hear. But you believe the Democrats, the ones that destroyed your properties, that those guys with the Republican, with the R, they are racist. R stands for racist, right? They would have left you alone. It would have been happy. Dude, we'll lower your taxes. Yeah, business. Yeah, let's go. But the Democrats said they were racist. Where returns are lower even at the best of times, she said. Well, maybe you shouldn't steal shit. Just an idea. Two big retailers, Target and Walmart, wouldn't say whether they would reopen ransacked stores. Target. Go look at their CSR diversity and inclusion head. Oh, God, she's as ugly and retarded looking. She's missing chromosomes, too, as the mayor of Chicago. I don't know her name, but holy, get the fuck out of here. Wow, was your job created out of thin air? And how'd that work for you, Target? Placating to leftist politics? How'd that work? You had to shut down 24 buildings out here. Huh? Wonder what your income statement's going to look like for the second quarter. Walmart wouldn't say whether they will reopen ransacked stores. Business leaders said there's strong corporate commitment to invest and rebuild in disadvantage. No. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. You just destroyed their building. What the fuck do you think they're going to do? I guess you all get to pay overpriced shit at like the dollar store and 7-Eleven. I guess you're going to have shitty food. Did you destroy your grocery stores too? After the double whammy of the coronavirus and civil unrest, businesses have two choices: give up or double down. And I believe people want to double down, said David Casper, BMO Harris's Bank CEO. Yeah, sure, David. Sure you do. I bet. It's going to be the smallest fucking bank with like be an ATM. Yeah, we got a bank there in the ghetto. Yeah, it's an ATM. Casper said corporate leaders understand social injustice impedes economic growth. Yes, true injustice does. I'll go with that. Injustice it does, because it's not fair. How about destroying your fucking building? Money will come from businesses that view this as a positive investment in the future, he said. We have heard from a profound commitment to rebuild, said Samir Mayakar, deputy mayor for economic development. If I look him up, I guarantee he's never ran a business in his life. We are not concerned that the business community will leave our neighborhoods. You just wait. You just wait. Some efforts could build on Mayor Lori Lightfoot's initiatives. Oh, she got an initiative. Hey, everybody, the Thing. Mayor Thing has taken care. She came up with some initiatives, such as a promise to direct $750 million in improvements to low-income areas in the South Side and the West. Did the previous billions not work? Is this $750 million going to work this time? I'm sure this $750 million will make all of the South Side Chicagoans' problems go away. BMO Harris has backed with a $10 million pledge. Ooh. Lightfoot also created a $100 million loan fund. No, Lightfoot did not create that. That was the taxpayers of Chicago that created that for businesses affected by the coronavirus, and $10 million in grants for those harmed in the unrest that followed George Floyd's death in Minneapolis. These stand alongside private fundraising efforts led by the Chicago Community Trust, the United Way of Metropolitan Council. How long have we been doing this touchy-feely? Community funds, investment grants? Oh, and the South Side is still a shithole. North Minneapolis and North Philly, still shitholes. East Side St. Paul, shithole. North Milwaukee, shithole. I wonder if it's working. You know what? Mayor Lightfoot, as an economist, I got the solution right here. It's not $750 million in improvements. That won't cut it. You just need one extra dollar. And that dollar is the magical amount of dollars. That's 750 and one. No, I'm sorry, 750 million and $1. That will solve your problem. There you go. You're so close. All these billions and billions invested. You're just shy $1. And that will make the difference. And then the south side of Chicago will become like Winnetka. Bank of America committed $1 billion nationally in a 4-year pledge to help businesses improve access to healthcare, job training, and decent housing in Black and brown communities. What does that mean? $1 billion. They didn't give those communities cash. They're like, well, we're gonna repave the street. I'm real curious what that $1 billion means. Paul Lambert, Chicago market president for Bank of America, said it has helped customers during the economic crisis and that its initiative to defer mortgage and all loan payments became a model. I'll grant that. That does help out. I'll grant you that. There should be not a jubilee, that's forgiveness, but a hiatus on loan payments. Cappy, but yeah, I know. Who holds they got? I know. Regarding investment in troubled neighborhoods, Lambert said, we've got to start with dialogue first. This is not the time to be silent. Oh, what a bunch of pussies you all are. I would just say, if I was talking, now this is if Cappy was the CEO, I'm like, no, we're not investing in your community. You get to pay higher prices. You burned our fucking buildings down. You degenerate pieces of shit, couldn't raise your kids right, that now we have people say, we already got to charge more because there's higher theft, because you have shitty parents, right? No, you burned our shit down. Fuck you. I don't care what you got to pay now for Amazon delivery. We don't care. We're not putting our investment, our investors' assets at risk, nor our employees' lives at risk, because you fuckers can't keep yourselves like fucking civilized. Mayor Cappy would have a little different way, because there are some good people within those communities, and it is not the majority of people holding them down. It's a minority of people. Cappy would have Mayor Cappy, like if you wanted Cappy to be mayor of Minneapolis, Mayor Cappy, all of a sudden there'd be a week and like, oh my God, where'd the criminals go? Hey, like there's not as many police calls. What happened? Look at that. I'd grab every piece of shit self-declared community leader and I have a one-on-one. I say, if you fuckers keep doing this woe is me victimhood bullshit, I will make sure you happen to go where the criminals go. I don't know where they went. They just went somewhere. I don't know. Be a very mafioso type of mayoral candidacy. And then there was peace and calm. Look, you could walk down the street on Broadway. You could go to the bar over there. Target might reopen up. And then the good citizens of the Twin Cities, not the bad, because there wouldn't be any bad ones. They just disappear where no one knows where Frank went. But, Frank was shooting up the neighborhood, and now people are happy not patching bullet holes in the sheetrock. The Pullman Walmart was untouched by looters because Beal worked with police to close street access. He's been in touch with Walmart executives. I would bet that they are pulling out of some stores that are not profitable. Why should they? The Reverend William Hall. Oh, he's a self-declared. The Reverend William Hall, pastor of St. James Community Church at 8,000 South Michigan, said he spent hours protecting property 47th Street in Cottage Grove during Sunday night's construction. What took 20 to 30 years to build in our community was destroyed in 24 hours, Hall said. Well, you don't want to raise your children, right? Do you? You don't want to tell your kids, shit, you don't want to even see your kids. Sperm deposit. I run off now. I need now, man, where the men gone? Because you could replace fathers with government checks, right? Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Walgreens says maybe it won't open. Okay. Next story. Twin Cities. Neighborhoods where stores were destroyed become food deserts overnight. And here's a picture of burned out Walgreens. Really? No kidding. In many neighborhoods that have seen looting and vandalism over the past week, residents are now left with few, if any, grocery stores, pharmacies, and other essential businesses, which is made even harder by the fact that lots of stores are also closed because of the pandemic. There's a 6-mile-long commercial corridor in South Minneapolis called Lake Street, and it has been destroyed. Yep. We no longer have pharmacies in our community, said Zoe Anna Martinez, who works for the Lake Street City Council, a business association. I bet you voted Democrat, Zoe, right? You voted for the big D. We no longer have gas stations as well. Our largest grocery stores are also gone. Right now, our community, we live in a food desert, which happened overnight. You're going to blame that on Republicans? How are you going to do? How can you blame this? I mean, what's the spin going to be now? How are you going to blame this on Republicans? In Minneapolis and St. Paul, hundreds of businesses have been damaged or burned to the ground. The same has happened to cities around the world. Yeah, here's a Popeyes. That's gone. And this is the repair and remodeling, complete stock of plumbing material. Yeah, here's a local small business. Pretty much half of a city block completely burned down Sunday night, said Bea Ryder, interim executive director for the new Kensington Community Development Corporation, a neighborhood group in Philadelphia. I bet you she voted Democrat too. Pharmacies, bodegas. Isn't a bodega a restaurant? Clothing store, cash checking spots, all gone. And these losses hurt certain groups more than others. So shut the fuck up, lady. You did it to yourselves. Low-income families who are underbanked, so they rely on check cashing businesses, they're definitely feeling the pinch. Well, maybe they shouldn't have had kids. I don't have time for these advanced solutions to poverty and problems. Also, people don't have cars to drive to an Intex store in the suburbs. And seniors who may, here's what I was worried about, in seniors who may have trouble getting around and who are likely to need prescriptions filled. Yeah. Hey, you showed them, huh? You made a statement. This is all in the background as the pandemic is still very much with us, and some businesses have curtailed certain degrees of operations because of that, said Tabitha Montgomery, executive director of the Powderhorn Park Neighborhood Association in Minneapolis. I wonder if Tabitha voted Democrat or Republican. Community groups and churches who have never solved a fucking problem ever. Oh, I didn't. That's not in there. Are trying to fill the gap with donated supplies, but that's a short-term fix. Montgomery said she thinks the neighborhood will bear the scars of this moment for decades, even after the stores are rebuilt. I wonder, did the Mississippi Co-op, hang on. There was a co-op, Seward Community Co-op. Did they get burned? Close the store after. Oh, they closed because of COVID. Oh, so you can't even get your co-ops in there. Oh, the Democrats aren't helping you. Oh, no, it's too bad. See, they still don't learn their lesson. They don't want cops now either. Like, okay, keep going. Let's go to the super chat. So there you go. They destroyed their restaurants and grocery stores and pharmacies and gas stations, and they're complaining because there's no food, gas, or drugs. Zorank's $5. Chicago's had nothing but Democrat mayor since the 30s. A real Democrat mayor hasn't been elected yet soon. Yeah, if you at least like the dailies kind of ran it profitably and competently, but you have a literal three-legged mutt running that. You got a dumb, incredibly stupid woman running that thing. Dr. Oatmeal for $5. Good to have you here. So moving forward, we are going to defund police departments. So does that mean we are done arguing about gun control now? Yeah, I didn't think about that, Doc. They're going to get rid of cops. And nobody in the Twin Cities has guns because guns are bad. Oh my God, it'd be great. The Latinos are going to prevent the rioting from going over 62. They're going to spill into Edina. I bet that's where, and they're going to take out Linden Hills. Kenwood to be wiped out. Oh God, please. Get rid of the cops. Go, please. God, what? Now's the time for social experimentation. Please get rid of the cops. I tell you what I would do if I was a Minneapolis cop, but I'm not going to. because I haven't been paid enough. Oh, God, it'd be a bloodbath. It would just be a bloodbath. Oh, Is that all we got? Oh, did I miss one? No, we got that. We got that there. Some good news. Let's get some good news. Actually, you know what? Let's take a break. Then I'll do some sponsors when we get back. Somebody let a woman in. Who let the woman in? Let's all take a break. I'll come back. We'll get podcast sponsors and all this other. And then we got some good news. Good news. All right. I got to read. I got a pain in the ass thing I got to do. I got to read Terrence Popp's latest book, The Killer of Killers. And it's really good. I just hate reading. I wish he had an audible book, and it's like a 340-page book. And I haven't read a book this long in a while. And the problem is it's not a light read either. You got to really pay attention because it's science fiction, almost horror, maybe a little bit. And he's trying to introduce a whole different world and concept, which he does brilliantly, by the way. But because it's the first book of a series and introducing this entire new world, not only does he have to go and choose his words very precisely and correctly, you got to read them to like, wait, what's going on? I see. Okay. I see. It'd be better as a movie, to be perfectly honest, but Hollywood isn't going to take this and turn it into a movie because Hollywood, we're going to make Cowboy Bebop with a small-titted Faye. Maybe she could wear a pantsuit like Hillary Clinton. Would that be all right? I mean, all right. Good Morning Coronachan podcast. It's brought to you by Terrence Popp. You can find him on BitChute. He got a couple strikes on him on the YouTubes because he said things and stuff that weren't nice. And he's going to BitChute. A lot of guys are going to BitChute. I'm going to recommend Turd Flinging Monkey as well. He's promoted me a little bit. I promote him. He has a book, 13 Rules Not to Be a Cuck. Not to be a fucking cuck, sorry. I read it. Pretty basic, good introduction to red pill philosophy. Nothing terribly advanced or complex. But if you got a kid or some youngin looking for some kind of advice, some kind of introduction, that'd be a good book. We have a couple podcasters out there. Dr. David Perodin at safetyphd.com. 405media.com. That's a podcast radio station where it's not just one podcast. There are many and several. We also have Sam Ann. You can find him on YouTube, but let me put his browser in. If you use this browser, you can avoid YouTube and Google and everybody else tracking you and getting your data. And Sandman makes a little bit of money on that as well. Turd Flinging Monkey mentioned him. You can find him on BitChute as well. Pushing Rubber Downhill. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com. We can find Adam Piggott's book, podcast, and blog. The book, Pushing Rubber Downhill, is an absolute must-read for every young man. I'd say women, but I don't know. Ladies, do you like going on journeys? There's a good line. Men go on journeys. Women travel. I like to travel. I think, no, that's a stereotype. It can't be. And then again, Chad will send me like these dating profiles. My other agent in the field, Good Aaron, he'll send me, I like to travel. It's like, that's not an accomplishment. I like chocolate. What the? And then you realize, oh, they're all like that. That's standard. They think that's a thing. When dad paid them to go to spring break, they think that's an accomplishment. So anyway, you go pushingrubberdownhill.com. I should download a bunch of his podcasts. I'm in the mood just walk a long ass fucking walk. I gotta go to the dentist today, though. Get my teeth cleaned because we finally fucking can. I'll just go walk around a bit and tune into that and TFM. We also have a bunch of podcasts. Masculine Geek. Go check out the Masculine Geeks at masculinegeek.com or the YouTube channel. TheGoddamnBacon.com. They had that crazy podcast a couple nights ago. Jack Napier and Rob Says. RobSays.net, but you can also find Jack Napier online on YouTube by searching Jack Napier or Red Evening. Him and Rob have a good little show. The Black Brigade, available now on YouTube, but you can go to blackbrigade.org and check out DT, who's still podcasting again. Problem is I listen to podcasts when I go to sleep, but I can't listen to these podcasts when I go to sleep because I want to pay attention. So let's put that in the room as well. You can find DT's podcast there. All right. academiccomposition.com. Go to academiccomposition.com where you can have your college papers written for you by somebody else so you don't have to. Alex's crack team of writing staff will write your papers for you. And if you are interested in getting paid to work from home, contact Alex at academiccomposition.com and he might hire you either as a writer or a marketer. Both jobs suck. They suck. Writing Marxist, leftist, feminist bullshit sucks, especially when you don't believe it. But, and so does marketing. It's just like plugging shit up on Craigslist and whatever. Regardless, go to academiccomposition.com. Tell Alex Cappy sent you whether you're looking for a job or to be a client. And then also, kind of wondering what's going to happen this summer. I should contact Alex, find out if he's even got demand. Like, our summer classes ended. I'm kind of curious how this is. It's either going to boost it because everyone's doing it online and professors can't tell if you're writing your own papers or whatnot. You got bunkerbasics.com. Go to bunkerbasics.com with Bunker Bob. You can learn about prepping, survival, guns, ammo, really crappy food, but it'll last 100 years. Go to bunkerbasics.com with Bunker Bob. We also have The Science of Mastering Women, written by Linda Gross. You can find Linda Gross online also with her own podcast. And that's her book that she wrote. She's a psychologist, a doctoral one. Not a, I mentioned a child psychology. I heard that. And she did a rather exhaustive study about what did and did not work in getting the womans. And so if you want to hone your skills, I wouldn't say it's a shortcut, but it'll help you not waste time. It's worth the money. Very highly reviewed, by the way. You can find that on Amazon.com. And then, that's it. All right, amazing. Dr. Oatmeal for $5 again. Drove by a picket line this morning. 8 out of 10 of them are Caucasian boomercrat. Yes, this is not. All right, I shall explain it to our black and I guess to a lesser extent Latino brothers and sisters. A huge percent, I would say at least a third of the white population has been brainwashed and conditioned to think that their politics is the most important thing in life. Now, this works well with them because that means they don't have to work. They just have to I don't know if you notice white people are dumber than shit when it comes to buying organic crap or certified green or fair trade. You slap some dumbass sticker on it saying, oh, this helps the Guatemalan three-legged frog in the Amazon. Oh my God, I helped the Guatemalan. Me. Kind of, Karen-esque. You know how we all hate Karens? Similar evil going on with leftist boomers or leftist white people. And so now with this, especially for the younger generation of liberal white people, now they get to show not only the world how much they care about the brown and black people. Now they get to make themselves, because they have nothing else. They really have nothing else. I mean, go to McAllister, go to St. Kate's, go to St. Thomas, any one of these colleges over in St. Paul. By the way, if the rioters really want to cause some damage, I don't know why you did Lake Street. You should have done Summit Avenue. You should have fucked that shit up from one side of the Mississippi all the way to the other side of the Mississippi, because the Mississippi turns on. Should have gone all the way from St. Thomas campus all the way down to the cathedral. You would have gotten some notice then. You really would have, but you didn't. Where was it? Oh, so all these colleges, this is where truly privileged white people go. Truly privileged black people, a minority, because these are all expensive colleges. But all they are trained in is that you just need to have these political beliefs and you're a great person. Fuck working, fuck producing anything of value, fuck all that shit. Did you vote the right way and have the right? And they're so good they're so excited about that because it means they don't have to work. I'm an activist. I'm a political science major. I'm a journalist. Working for free at the Huffington Post. Oh, wow. Another article at the Huffington Post by a white person who's liberal saying how they have privilege. Wow, that's unique and advancing the conversation towards a general conclusion and progress in society. Not. So this is all they've had invested their entire lives, from kindergarten to 25 in some cases. 20 years of college and high school and K through 12 education. All they know is their politics. And ain't no one going to fucking hire them. Nobody. Hey, even a bar won't hire them to be bartenders because bartending is real work. So now, with the manslaughtering, I'm not going to call it murder, I'm going to call it manslaughtering until the jury is out, of George Floyd, black community end up rioting, looting, okay. And then the white liberal people, not the few of us that remain that still have our penises attached and a lot of AR-15 ammo. The guilty white liberal pussies were practically cumming their shorts, especially Antifa's, and because now that's the badass arm of the left. Now they could go and riot. This was their time to shine. This is like 1968 for leftist boomer hippies, okay? And they just destroyed a leftist voting precinct, which I don't know why. And it shows you that the ulterior motive, guarantee, I could be wrong, guarantee when it's all said and done, the vast majority of arsonists and destroyed businesses were caused by white people, white Antifa leftist type of people. Oh, sure, the looting and that, the black community wasn't completely innocent in this either, but you mark my words, you'll see. And it shows you, even if it's done to their own political group, their own political neighborhood, you couldn't get more leftist than the 3rd precinct in Minnesota. 90% voted Democrat. They don't care. They want the ego. They want to be heroes. They want to have that flag and think that they're heroes without actually getting shot at by the Japanese and hoisting a flag out on Mount Suribachi. This is their time to be a hero without actually having to risk anything. And for many, this is going to be the finest moment in life, and that is destroying some poor East Indian or some Middle Easterner's falafel shop. That was it, because they were fighting the system, man. And Van Jones, who I normally don't agree with, you got to listen. He's the liberal white person is not your friend. You even think Malcolm X said that. The liberal leftist white is not your friend. You don't have friends. No one is coming to save you. The best friend you got are the Republicans. Like, you leave us alone, we leave you alone. And stop voting for higher taxes because we're sick and tired of paying extra taxes to support your dumbasses. Those are they're not your friends, but they're certainly not your enemies. Leave them alone, leave you alone. Wasn't one Republican that destroyed that neighborhood. Not one. Not one. But there are a bunch of leftist, white, spoiled kids from the suburbs that got egos you cannot fucking... Oh, maybe look at the city council, huh? City council of Minneapolis, Mayor Fry. I wonder if he was a spoiled little rich white kid from the suburbs that had everything paid for him, and he was going to be able to change the world. Gotta know who your friends are. Of which you have none. You just got people who want to leave you alone. Which, if you want to do that, go out to Wyoming or Nebraska. You can be left alone out there. All right, let's go back through the super chats here. Hang on. Ronan Boyle, 5 British pounds. Captain, what do you think about raising money on the New York Stock Exchange for a startup company in the future? It would be a transport company. You fucking joking me, Ronan? Sure, I guess. Thank you. That's why prices are going up at Asshole Consulting. I get these questions. What do you think about the color orange? $200. Oh, God. George Pumphrey for 5 Canadian bucks. Do you think I should put in a 50-year of Jubilee in the Constitution where every debt is canceled and everyone starts over? No. No. Why would anyone lend money if it could just be canceled out? That's not this abstract concept. It's other people's lives that have been lent to you. They had to go and sacrifice their life, their time, their finite life to get money. Then they said, oh, you would like to borrow this money and employ it in some fashion or investment. Well, I will take my life and give it to you, but you got to pay me back with some interest so I make some profit off of it. And then and only leftists, only the person, oh, it's all forgiven. So you've effectively enslaved trillions upon trillions of dollars in money of people's lives because a bunch of spoiled little quantahahas from the suburbs and the inner city too. Let's just say everybody here, they wanted to have the college experience. They borrowed hundreds of thousands of dollars to go party, to act like they're intellectuals. Oh, I can't pay it back. Oh, no. Hey, you old Grandma Tilly lady who lent the money? Yeah, just fuck you, I guess. And government print off more money. Why is everything so expensive? That's all it is theft. No, there's no Jubilee. Dude, old Cappy, President Cappy, there'd be so many deaths. There'd be a purging. I would not be kind or nice. It'd just be a lot of deaths. And then I'd say, all right, there's no democracy anymore. I'll tell you that. It'll be a dictatorship until I see fit that you're all like adult enough. And there's going to be, and the immediate people that would just disappear along with Minneapolis criminals would be those that just didn't want to pay off their debts, didn't want to return people's money that they stole from them. Oh my gosh. Where did all those student loan defaulters go? I don't know. They just disappeared. I have no idea what happened to them. Hey, everybody, you better major in engineering. We're not lending you any more money now. Because I hate the children. But no, you can't. Why would people lend money then? Why? Why would I lend money to you if the government just dictates that you get to keep it? Fuck off. Goodbye. For all the flying the planes into the buildings and the trucks of peace, the Muslims, they got a lot to work with. They got some great traditional, old school, Old Testament type of wisdom. No debt. What else? Another one I like. There was another one related to finance. I forgot. But The no debt thing. It's like, yeah, tell me more. Well, no, we're not sacrificing camels and we're not murdering people behind trees because they don't believe in us. But I like that no debt thing. You got me there. Let's roll with that. Then this shit wouldn't happen. You know how cheap houses would be and cars would be if you couldn't pay tuition would be if you couldn't borrow money, you had to pay cash for all this shit. It'd be its real price. I just want to borrow the money. Juan Corbera, I'm tired of politics. It's everywhere. Yeah, Juan. Dude, you've been posting some pretty cool pictures of the Mustangs you're working on. Some of them are, I don't like the styles of the Mustangs, one of those, what is it, mid-'80s, late 90s model, but you got some cool, and then you had some old Ford. Everyone go follow Juan. He's like Lou415 on Instagram. He's got some pretty cool pictures, and pretty cool pictures of people shitting in the streets of San Francisco. DJ Aftershock for $2. Ready for a Minneapolis without any police? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Go right ahead. Please do. Gary Mercado for $5. Cappy, what are your thoughts on New Jersey? I happen to live here, but I am looking to leave fairly soon since I have a location-independent job. Yeah, I'm not impressed with New Jersey. No, I had fun times in New Jersey. Hung out with the Masculine Geeks. We went to Atlantic City. There's a town south of there on the lake. It's a nice hamlet. We had a good time. But it's politics? Fuck no. Fuck no. Here's the thing. I'm going to assume this about you, Gary. I could be wrong. But what a lot of young men born in that area, you think like this is the only area. And you're like, oh my God, dude, let's go for a road trip. Let's go to Connecticut. I'm like, oh. You're not leaving the environment. You're still in a Marxist shithole. Like, you got to get to at least North Carolina. At least. Ideally, Tennessee or Florida. Georgia, they got a state income tax. Atlanta makes it, sway back and forth, Democrat, Republican. But you guys have the Northeast in general, the old colonies north of the Mason-Dixon line, the colonial states, those are for old boomer fuck-ups. Those are for like these old boomers who worked in the union. Like, I remember the union days when we had good health care coverage. No young person should be in Philly, Jersey, certainly not fucking Connecticut. I don't know what the fuck you do in Connecticut. I'm just picturing a bunch of fucks with cardigan sweaters wrapped around with their polo shirts and their sandals. I don't know. When someone says I'm from Connecticut, I want to punch them. It's just like, get the fuck out of here. Just go away. Get on your fucking yacht. I don't even know what Rhode Island is. Massachusetts is a bunch of Marxist leftists because Massachusetts or Boston. New Hampshire, I don't know. But that New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, DC, get the fuck out of there. So, yeah, if you got a location-independent job, here's a book. Hang on. Get this book, Reconnaissance, man. Read it. Figure out where to go first. And there you go. I also want to cost these. Come on. Mayor Cuomo or Governor Cuomo? Bibbity boppity boppity boo. Oh, hey, oh, well, we're a washed up leftover Italian mafiosi. What's going on? Is it not Al De Niro, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese movie? Hey, why is our state a shithole? Need a government you want to be part of that shit? You want to be back for like 1985 thinking like, oh, yeah, look, New York with Lisa Minnelli? Get out. It's done. It's over. Even in the 90s, when women wanted to do the Sex in the City thing and they moved there, at least those gals were in shape and thin. What the fuck does New York, New Jersey, or any of these New England old states offer young people? What do they offer you? Make it impossible to get a job. You got to know somebody. You got to have it in. You want to talk about nepotism and corruption. It could be the electric union, electricians union, workers union. It could be fucking Wall Street. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that area. Fuck it. DJ Aftershock for $2. New Jersey, just a bunch of socialist Italian Catholics. Yeah. Hey, bibbity bobbity bobbity boopity. You suck the Pope's dick? He's a socialist. Oh. That's more, what's his name? Andrew Dice Clay. Ronan Boyle, 2 British pounds. UK, expect to pay a minimum about 100,000 pounds for a liberal arts degree. Yeah, there you go. It's a luxury good. George Pumphrey, 2 Canadian dollars. Okay, that's why I value your opinion. All right, cool. Al Cortez for $5. The new thing is to put up BLM mural on walls to virtue signal. I keep thinking Bureau of Land Management because I hike so much. It's everywhere now, and it's an eyesore. Commies love their murals. Yeah, let them fuck up their city. Let them paint murals. Look, it's graffiti. Isn't it cool? It's like, no, it just tells me not to invest here. It tells me hardworking people don't need to come here because you're going to pay. It says communists and parasites live. Yeah, go paint your mural. Go put the San Francisco, put the mural of the Down syndrome kid from Sweden. Greta. Like, yeah, okay. They will show their colors. Okay. You guys don't have, I don't know why Juan's still stuck in San Francisco. Oh, here's Juan. Follow him at Lou415_. 415 is the area code for the San Francisco phone market. Lou405_. And it's worth following. It's kind of like, I'm happy I'm not those people. Barlight Broker, $2. Cappy, best economy ever or biggest lie ever? What? Which economy? I don't know what you're talking about. Like the post-World War II economy of the United States was arguably the best economy ever. Yes. The Industrial Revolution. Actually, the what was it? The colonies had a great economy. But it's hard to measure. I mean, you had to go and use some kind of unorthodox measures to measure GDP. You know, how many pieces of lumber and women's super drapey white dresses did you produce? You know, pumpkins were huge. A lot of people ate pumpkins back in the day. Mirage, 2 British pounds. Connecticut, New York, New Jersey equals Cairns plus SJ Jumbies. Yeah. No, I have no. Everyone's like, dude, have you been to Maine? No. Have you been to? No, I don't want to go there. But it's beautiful. No, I don't care to go. Like, Canada could just take everything, like Philadelphia and up. Just take it all. I don't care. Meld it into Quebec. I don't care. I don't want to go there. I don't care. Leon Reaper for 10 British pounds. Thank you very much. As much as I disagree with some aspects of Islam, do you have to put a 5 or the S? Really, will Google ban you if you actually write Islam? Is that why you got to put the 5 there? Liberal white people are not your friends, boys and girls. They're not your fucking friends. All right. As much as I disagree with some aspects of Islam, if our countries went Islamic, liberal feminism would die in its tracks and they would be forced to be traditional again. So maybe it's not all that bad. You know, I know you joke and you put the funny laughy face, but man, I really wonder. Like, if we could take, here's the thing. If Islam could go through a reformation and separate church and state or mosque and state, but then there's some elements that creep into the secular law where it's like, yeah, look at Dubai. Come on, they're very libertine there. You don't have to be Muslim. You can drink in Dubai. You can't be a Muslim, but you can drink in Dubai. All right, tell me more. Oh, you like capitalism. You're like the fucking Hong Kong of the Middle East. Look at that, this small little peninsula thing, and look at all those buildings. There's like, they have golf. They have the Red Bull flying thing, the competition. All right, tell me more. We got to follow these rules because some guy in the desert said some things. All right, well, how onerous are they? They don't even apply to us. All right, no, it's safe here. People aren't rioting, to shoot looters. Okay. Women are told to shut the fuck up every once in a while. Women don't have the right to vote. I disagree with that philosophically, but I see the practical measures in that. All right. Maybe I'll go get a suntan. Maybe we could culturally appropriate some of your and no borrowing, no debt. Okay. by gosh, it sounds like just general traditionalism and conservatism of other religious institutions. Almost if so there was millennia of experience that these rules came about. Ron Boyle for £2 Captain, what states would you move to apart from South Dakota? Buy this book and find out. It depends. Nevada, Tennessee, Florida, Washington State, Utah, Phoenix, Arizona. I would avoid New Mexico. It's all in that book. DJ Aftershock, $2. Boston, Massachusetts equals socialist Irish Catholics. Yeah, Jersey's got the socialist Italian Catholics, and then Boston has the socialist Irish Catholics. That's Niraj, £2. Woman that makes a good sandwich equals worth keeping. Well, I mean, it's not a good sandwich. Does she make you a sandwich? Does she make you food? Does she dote on you? Does she take care of you? Do you have to tell her to make a sandwich? This is so theoretical, Niraj. This is beyond. How could I put it? You are genetically programmed, men are genetically programmed to go forth and do battle and toil and work the fields. And when you got home, there'd be a good meal. In the olden days, if your wife was a great cook, it just made everything wonderful. Now, if a woman will make you a meal, it's wonderful, let alone she's a good cook. But even the conservative gals, the tradition, you're like, are you going to make some food? You got to tell them. You got to tell them. There's none of this gal who like stops, takes independent sentient thought and forecasts. Would my man like a sandwich? What can I do to make his day? They don't. Even the good ones don't. They themselves are too busy with a job and a career. They don't sit and think or give any consideration to the guy like, what can I do to make my man happy? That is such a rare thing. So if she can make a good sandwich, sure, that's good. It's worth key, I guess. There's got to be other variables involved. But ideally, you'd like a woman who can make a great sandwich and makes it when she knows you should have it without you having it, where you're like, oh my God, thank you for this. Holy shit. You care and love me, and you actually have independent thought and intelligence to do this on your own without me having to ask. That's gone. That is so. Last I saw that was my grandmother. That's the last time I saw that. Last time I saw it. But now it's just now you go make your own food. Most women can't cook anyway. Men got to make their own food. Aunt B. You want to watch, I mean, I know it's a TV show, but you want to watch something where you just like, it's a punch in the gut. Like Aunt B just makes sure Andy and Opie have their food. And she makes sure, you got this. Are you boys okay? Because she loved them. She loved them. And she took pride in it. One time, Andy got an assistant to give Aunt B a little bit of a rest. And Aunt B just ended up crying because she had no value anymore. And she didn't think the boys wanted her. And so they got rid of the other gal, not meanly or anything like that. But you just watch that. You're like, wow, the concept of women caring about their men and feeding them and nourishing them was a concept back then. And just like, oh, that'd be nice. But no, don't hold on it. Don't wait for that. Ronan Boyle for £2 What do you think owning rental property in the U.S. for £2 Are you here? Don't do it unless you live here. Ken McComber, $2. I'm from Boston. Good for you, Kevin. DJ Aftershock for $2. The military industrial complex built California. Maybe it did. Kevin McComber just joined BLM, I hear, from Dr. Oatmeal for $2. Maybe he did. I don't know. Some good news from San Francisco. San Francisco rents plunge as tech employees abandon high-priced city to work remotely. If I can't sue you working, how I know you do work? Coronavirus-related work-from-home policies at the country's biggest technology companies appear to have caused an exodus from Silicon Valley, which has sent rent prices in San Francisco plummeting. Rents for a one-bedroom apartment in the major metro area were down 9.2% in June when compared with the same period last year, according to data from the rental site Zumper. That is the largest decline since at least 2015 and brings the price point, $3,360, down to where it was 3 years ago. In the U.S., overall, one-bedroom rents fell by just 0.2%. The fact that flatlined is good, given how much money we're printing off. No other major metro cities data came close to the decrease in San Francisco. The amount of tooth pulling we have to do with even advanced cutting-edge companies like Silicon Valley to make you realize that we could, whatever problems you have with coronavirus, whatever problems you have with riot, this could all go away, or at least be outshined and countered by tenfold if we just got into a community mentality of working from home and never having to telecommute again. But since I know people are sheep and the great and merciful Coronachan will punish them, we'll celebrate this 0.2% decrease in rent. Athemos Georgades, the CEO of Zumper, called the San Francisco price decline unprecedented in a Twitter post, saying it supports the theory that people are starting to leave the city as options for remote work and the technology sector become more widely available. Oh, people living in a big bad city. While other large metropolitan areas could attribute real estate challenges to mass layoffs that have resulted from the pandemic, the sheer size of the rent drop in Silicon Valley indicates there is something else going on. Turns out a lot of the online hype about Silicon Valley's move to remote is now borne out by the data, Georgades wrote in a Twitter post. In Mountain View, California, where Google's headquarters are located, rents fell by nearly 16%. Prices dropped 14.4% in Facebook homes Menlo Park, while they also fell 14.3% in Cupertino, where Apple's headquarters is located, and 10% in Palo Alto. Twitter and Facebook have given some employees the option to work from home permanently. Rent prices in another high-priced California city, Los Angeles, were down 3.6% by comparison, but that's because the city sucks and people are starting to shit in the streets. That was added. Georgades noted the price plunge in Northern California could be even steeper than what the Thumper data indicates because landlords can conceal price drops in special terms within the lease, like offering a certain amount of weeks' worth of free rent to move in. When leases come back on the market, they are often offered at lower price points. As previously reported by Fox Business, San Francisco is not the only major metropolitan area facing a flight of residents. Local moving companies in New York City called the number of move-outs they have seen over the past couple of months insane, with activity levels significantly higher than any of the other markets they serve. Need to catch my breath. Many people from Manhattan are either headed to nearby suburban locations in New Jersey or Connecticut, or they are headed to states in the south, including Florida, South Carolina, and Georgia. Yeah, but keep voting Democrat, right, guys? Keep voting Democrat. All right, Cappy's got to get a water. I just have a weak spell here. Give me a second. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. I get weak spells every once in a while. Cappy, it's this and that. It hurts. Don't send me a fucking email. Don't send me what are you thinking. Don't you just shut up. Don't. Had it since I was a kid. Could be. No, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't waste my time. Daniel Silver for $5, moving from LA to Dayton, Ohio to pay off student loans. Thoughts on long-term prospects in Ohio versus Cat? What? Can you not move to Ohio? Could you have spent the $12, whatever this book's called? Ohio has local income taxes. Now you got to state, now you got to pay state, federal, and local. You got to fill out thrice the paperwork. Thoughts on long-term prospects in Ohio versus cashing out. Go to Tennessee. If you need to go east, go to Tennessee or Florida. Don't go to Ohio. Why are you going to Ohio? All right, scrolling down. Josh Landrum for $2. Dear Californians, stop coming to Arizona. We don't like it. No, they're going to keep coming, and they're going to keep voting Democrat. Just the next plan. Here's the problem, Josh, and for anybody listening, the riots and protests, but more so the pussy liberal white people's response, where they're literally washing the feet of black people, and they're lying down like feeling guilty of white guilt and all that. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking how there was no cop or police response, and the mayors now want to get rid of the police. I'm realizing that too high a percentage of the American population is competent. You cannot have a civilized society here in the long run. And I don't have to worry about today or tomorrow. I got to worry about when I'm 65 and I'm shitting my diapers, and I can't do anything about it. And since nobody, it's not the leftists are going to left. Socialists go to soc. Parasites go to parasite. It's the conservatives that get me when they send their kids to liberal arts colleges and these pussy fathers don't discipline their kids or they just send them right to the schools. They don't bother raising their kids. Their wives are completely worthless. Nobody sits down and instills independent thought or consciousness within their children. People I've known who are like, they're conservatives. Oh no, they send their kids right. I'm like, you're what? And so I got to face this, not quandary or paradox, this damning, sad statement. Conservative, libertarian, non-leftist parents don't even love their children enough to invest in them to prepare them for the real world. And when I saw that happening, Josh, I was like, there is no hope. Oh, I understand your leftist dipshit parents. I've known scores of them who feed their kids organic diets, and we have to send our children to the black schools because of different. I knew they were fucking gone. They're lost to the funny farm. But when I see quote unquote non-leftists just ship their kids off and like, whatever you want, sweetheart, but then hypocritically on the all right, we gotta do something about America. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh no, we're fucked. So now my next major project, because I just can't work, right? I just can't retire. I have to always worry about people taking my shit. Now I got to find a plan B, and I'm going to have Matt Forney on. We're going to talk about foreign countries, where to move, shit like that. That's it, Josh. So, enjoy Arizona. You got a problem, Josh. You're younger than me by at least 20 years, I'd imagine. So this is something you're going to have to, it never ends. The hiding and preventing the parasites from taking your wealth never ends. And all we had to do was have some constitutional law saying you cannot take more than 10% GDP. But now we got a population that just is growing up to be parasitic. And now you got to move. Got to keep on moving. So you could go ahead and try and get out of Arizona. I'd stay there for now, but if you start making really good money, I'd maybe leave. DJ Aftershock, Tennessee will turn blue thanks to New Yorkers and New Jerseyers. Well, tell them to fuck off. All right, there you go. Did we get through everything? Now let's go through some great news. The Lusk Herald from Lusk, Wyoming. Atham, look it up. Frontier Days and other major events canceled, but fairs still on. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Months of speculations and wondering were put to rest today when Governor Mark Gordon, flanked by representatives of Wyoming's biggest rodeo events, officially announced the cancellation of Cheyenne Frontier Days and other large summer rodeo events. That's the largest rodeo in the world, I believe. CF Cheyenne Frontier Days. The Thermopolis Cowboy Rendezvous, the Central Wyoming Rodeo, Cody Stampede, Laramie Jubilee Days, and Sheridan Wyoming Rodeo are all canceled for 2020 in an effort to slow the spread of COVID-19, because there's like 3 people that live in that entire state. During the tearful address, I didn't know they liked the rodeo so much. They like meth a lot more. Gordon announced that smaller rodeos, County Fair, and Wyoming State Fair would still take place, but the state's largest events and revenue drivers presented too much of a risk. Going off half-cock just wouldn't be worth it. I'm glad that my governor, Kristi Noem, has more bulls than Wyoming's mayor. Would it be worth it? Gordon said, this coronavirus thing sucks. There are just no two ways about it. We in Wyoming are always ready to cowboy up. No, that is the opposite of cowboying up. You would give coronavirus the finger and say, fuck you, take of us what you may. And you'd live like a real American, but Wyoming, who dang diggly, do dang diggly do, where's my cousin, I want to fuck her, which is the official motto of Wyoming. And none of us up here is an exception. There are other considerations that we need to be taken into account. Holding these events without the night shows, parades, and carnivals just wouldn't be the same. Simply holding these events doesn't guarantee people will come, and it doesn't guarantee they won't get sick afterwards. Gordon opened the press conference with the news, state health orders, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, the good news is the Sturgis rally will continue in South Dakota because, again, Kristi Noem is the best governor ever. And the fact she's hot is nice too. Also from the Lusk Herald, I gotta laugh because there's a picture of a bunch of these kids. They're 8th graders. And this one kid, I'll put this in the chat room. You guys gotta take a look at this. This one kid, I don't even know if he's ever seen the movie, has a Save Ferris shirt on him. God bless that. He got some wild, crazy socks. Look at this kid. And it's all white kids, kind of children of the corn, but all white kids. Somebody go kill them all because we can't have a class of all white kids. 8th grade promotes 20 in special ceremony. Lusk, Wyoming. Have them look it up. In a creative outdoor ceremony. Is it really creative? Family and friends of the promoting 8th graders gathered to celebrate their accomplishments. This is conservative town. It doesn't get more conservative than Lusk, Wyoming. And here we have this. Everyone gets a participation trophy. Why are you promoting 8th graders? What are you promoting them to? Don't you graduate and then you go on to high school and we're going to have a ceremony, 8th grade? That meant something in 1870. You graduated from the 8th grade. You were a learned man by then. Promoting 8th graders to celebrate their accomplishments. What are their accomplishments? Pre-algebra? Held at Washington Park on May 19th at 4 p.m. Students were recognized for taking this next academic step. The future class of 2024 consisted of 20 students who participated. That's how small the towns are out there. 20 is the graduating class. They're given individual acknowledgments by staff. Leadership awards. Leadership awards. To a 13-year-old. Were presented to Court Bannon and Phoebe Albright for the consistent and positive leadership throughout 3 years of middle school. Oh my God, did you guys lead the other 17 middle schoolers to do things and stuff? Middle school special education paraprofessional Terry Goddard was recognized for 32 years of service. Goddard had been instrumental in shaping the school and staff into what it is today. She has worked with multiple generations of students and presented unique opportunities to all of her kids. Dr. Jolene Falkenberg, because you need to have a doctorate in Lusk, Wyoming, was the keynote speaker. She provided 9 habits in life that she had found to help contribute to her own success and encourage the students to value the time they have with their parents and mentors. Students were presented with their certification of promotion. And here they are, just these kids. It's cute. Hang on, I got to look up Dr. Jolene Falkenberg. Who is she? What the fuck did she? What is she? Why? What's her claim to fame? Lusk, Wyoming. Oh, she's an actual real doctor. Okay. All right. Never mind. She's an MD. Okay, I see what she's doing. All right. So that's good to have a real doctor coming. I was about to volunteer. Look, I'll come to Wyoming and give him a better speech, but I thought she'd be like a doctorate in philosophy or something like that. So good for her. So there you go. News from Lusk, Wyoming's. Let's go finally through the last bit of super chats, and then old Cappy's going to take a shower and walk before it gets too hot. It's about to get to the hundreds today. Kevin McComber, how would you deal with climate change? I wouldn't. Same way I deal with Santa Claus. I do nothing because there's nothing there. Now, damage to the environment like smog and bad air quality. Yeah, of course. Make sure companies don't dump stuff into rivers and keep you. Absolutely. I'd also make sure the forests were taken care of. We have a burn through. I am not against the environment. There is no climate change. Well, there is, but it's not human caused. And if you believe that, well, I guess you guys maybe should go protest and burn down some buildings. Maybe you could talk to your fellow stock of crime. I wouldn't do anything for climate change. Unless there was actual compelling evidence. Like we're like, oh yeah, shit, look at that. That's about to happen. But no, I would do it. How do you fight Santa Claus? Simple, you don't, because he doesn't exist. Dr. Oatmeal for $3.99. My coworker's son had a kindergarten graduation. Oh, DJ Aftershock for $5. Now you can get a degree in entrepreneurial management and none other than the Carlson School of Management. Now you hang with the boys over at Victoria. Entrepreneurial management. See, so you're not even entrepreneurial. You're going to manage the entrepreneurs, which is antithetical to entrepreneurialism because they should not need management. They're their own boss. Hey, look who's around. As Rob says, my favorite Mexican, Athabel Decchio for $2. What's up? I'm still alive. Yeah, we've been seeing your pictures. He's enjoying the decline. Him and the great one, while they're laid off and they don't have to go to school or anything. Atham's been spelunking. He's been exploring caves. And great one went hiking in Moab. They're living their life. Because you know what, dudes? This is going to come back quick. It's going to come back quick. It's going to come back quick. And we're all going to be called back to work. Even saw it today sitting out in my patio, just like looking at all the people. I'm like in my shitty ass pajamas. Had my coffee and I'm watching them. I'm like, yeah, this is what the hell that they're going to work. And you look at it, just walking. And sometimes I always complain about my situation because the larger ethereal, existential question of, well, if not work, what? Why isn't anyone here? Where are the excellent people? Why can't I find people in numbers? Why can't we form this Ubermensch race of people who are the 1099 superior racers? And then I got to stop and look back. Remember, you always coming up the mountain, always stop to look for how you came, because all you do is focus on the goal. You never look to say, oh, wow, dang, I came up a highway. But then I'm looking at these people. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember doing that. That sucked. That really fucking sucked. And they go off in the cars and they go away. And then they sit. Some boss making their job even harder. Poor community. We need communication skills. See? Liberal arts majors always use that. See, they need good communication skills. That's what employers want. It's like, then why doesn't it translate to higher starting salary? Like the final economic number is your average starting salary and your mid-level salary for whatever liberal arts profession you want. And it's always lower. It's always lower. So they objectively do not want better communication skills. Or maybe, here's a shocker, you're not taught them. You're just like a school for fucking low IQ retards to make you feel good so you had a college experience and you really aren't educated, intelligent, or smart. Oh, DJ Aftershock for $2. Cappy loves the English teachers. Oh, yeah. I love the English teachers. Oh, yeah. And then Dan Hunsacker for $10.99, part of the $10.99 superior race. $100,000 a year in healthcare, 401k, I can max out, Roth IRA. I took your advice on the 2 part-time jobs every man should have, working out and having a side gig. Now I run a good side gig. Now SEP IRA, solo 401k. You're going to have to do probably solo 401k, but good luck finding a company that will offer that to you, especially in light of how they're all just becoming these sanctimonious virtue signaling fucks. Betterment literally just told me I got to check my privilege because I'm like, yeah, fuck you. John Stein, fuck you. You check your privilege, John. I'm sure you got a little bit more daddy's money there up your fucking ass. And then I've gone, like Homefront was even worse. They're just like, oh my God, we're doing this, we're doing that, because they're in Silicon Valley and they just can't fucking slice their white dicks off fast enough. So I've been looking at Vanguard, which has been so far not touchy-feely, but they don't offer a SEP IRA, I don't think. Oh, sorry, solo 401k. Very few people offer solo 401k. SEP IRAs, you might be able to find it. So I'm kind of waiting to find out who's offering the bullshit. Or who's offering what I want without the bullshit. And it might be a bet. But, a week with the shtick has gone by. Maybe I can go on you got to look at their blogs. You can't just go to their website. You got to go to their blogs because that's usually where they blast out. We just want to let everyone know that we are against racism and the murdering of people. Well, brave for you. Let me guess. You're against terrorism and pedophilia too? What brave stances you have taken. And if all of you white people would just look in the mirror and realize how you're guilty of this all, now you crossed the line. You already pissed me off telling me how you're brave and amazing when just let you know we're against murder and pouring acid on people's toes. Good, brave policy there. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't. And if white people realize that they cause most of this acid being poured on people's toes, wait a minute. I know anybody who's white who's poured acid on people's toes. Yeah, so look at a SEP IRA. You know what? Talk to Chad Elkins. He'll analyze it because it's either a SEP IRA or a solo 401k. Frankly, I'm too defeated. That was like one of these things where I forgave myself, where I'm like, I don't have to do it now. I don't. I've already maxed out my contribution for the year. And the solo 401k, to do the math, is an insane pain in the ass. Or it's just like, here's my SEP IRA. I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. And all the future additional money that I'm going to make is going to be going into like exploring and reconnoitering Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia, the Baltics, and just finding a different place, a good plan B. A good plan B. So I guess, yeah, SEP IRA, it's easier. It's easier. That's what I would do. That's it. All right. Let's go through the great merciful Coronachan prayer. Dear great merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth, the teeth and threats that have been missing so much from the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life, acknowledge truth, and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who kept us enslaved, teachers who could be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who write for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Coronachan, a reward, specifically those of us who are smart enough to have a 1-month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 5.56 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thine blessings come in the form of lower asset prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights. In thy name, Wuhan, Wuhan. Amen. And here's a mug. I think we can get the great and merciful Coronachan mug. Let me make sure I know which one it is. One says it's just the flu. Yeah, here it is. I got to find another one. There is a Coronachan mug. Is that on? Not Zazzle. What's the main one? Teespring. Hang on. Let me look up Teespring. Did I actually get a mug up that wasn't going to be? Holy cow. Is this a Coronachan mug? Oh, you could get a Coronachan mug. Hang on, look at that. They didn't take it down. It's so sad. It's so hard to do business for merch because of political correctness and politics that, and this is private sector politics. This is the private company. Oh, it had a gun on it. Oh no, we don't just just shut the fuck up. It taxes you. You're like you're burned out. Like I could have spent that time working on another project, which I am. I'll be offering classes through Teachable here pretty soon. Hunter Altenband for $5. I'd rather deal with the who dang digglies than suburbanites. Toss me the beer. Yeah, you think that, but come up against some guy on meth who thinks you were looking at his wife the wrong way at a bar when you just walked into it. Wyoming is a special kind of stupid. I've never seen such insecure men in my life that are like ready to go fight down to the mat because you looked at their wife and you're like, I have to. She's the bartender. You know, I mean, it's and I'll grant you, if I had to like have people on the side of a fight, you had to have the who dang digglies. The suburbanites are pointless. They're worthless. They're just like, oh, what? Fire a gun. I have one, but I didn't train or practice with it. Do the bullets go in this way? Okay, Thaddeus, just get the fuck out of here. So, yeah. There's no team. There's no good people left, Hunter. There isn't. There's only going to be lone wolves. I tried. Remember? I tried to like, hey, we ought to get like a militia put together. Not a militant militia, though, that's certainly, but like we all form a team and we, there's safety in numbers and we kind of get a farm going and we got enough soldiers to protect the farm and get some clean water. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm all for it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we're going to meet and train and learn how to clean guns. No one shows up. He's like, fuck it. Never mind. I'll just. Nonstop Dre, 360 for $5. Why is it that people fear death but not living a crappy life? I don't know, Dre. I don't know. They got their food, their clothing, and the shelter, and they don't care beyond that. Then they just want to coast. I think they just want to sit and do nothing. They don't realize life is passing them by. I mean, think about it. That gal who shit on the cop car, that's like the peak of her life. That's what she's going to be known for. And what does she do? Go home and seethe on Facebook? Find out new ways to take other people's money by voting for initiatives at the local. I mean, what do? What? Their excitement is go down to the local millennial brew pub if it's open and have themselves a local IPA. Man, that was great that time you took a shit on the cop car. Yeah, I took a picture of that. It's great, man. And all the people that just get fat and don't work out, don't stay in shape. I don't know why. I don't know why. All right, that's it. Go to brush my teeth, take a shower, all that other stuff. This sponsored by a couple books. The Pence Principle, How Not to Get Falsely Accused of Rape or Sexual Harassment or Assault, How Not to Become a Millennial, basically, How Not to Become a Millennial. Bachelor Pad Economics, the Financial Advice Bible for Men. Enjoy the Decline, Accepting Living with the Death of the United States. Curse of the High IQ. This is for all you Hanyakers listening because you're probably suffering in pain more ways than you know because you're really smart and everybody else around you is stupid. And yes, I do mean that because it's true and as an insult to all you normie, conformies, and inferiors who suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect who would say, oh, you think you're so smart? No, I don't think I'm so smart. I was tested and I know I'm fucking smart. The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty for those of you who don't want your shit being burned down in your neighborhood. And the Best of Captain Capitalism, and this one is top shelf. There's also the Best of Captain Capitalism Reserved and other books, namely how Love Letters to the Left. Love Letters to the Left is the latest one out there. And that is it. We will see you guys later, Toodles.